Happy Thursday, everybody in the Delaware Valley and beyond. Hope you're having a good one as we get rolling here after the morning show. Lots to talk about, and there's nobody better to talk about it with than the person sitting to my left, Amy Fadul.
That would be me.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Great
Doing
day
good.
outside.
It is a great day,
Beautiful.
isn't it?
Beautiful. It's always a good day.
It always is, yeah.
It's a great day.
We got some hot weather coming up, Amy.
I like hot weather.
So do I.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going golfing next
when
week.
it's like going to be really,
It's
really
going to be
hot.
95.
Yeah. That's maybe a little hot.
I know. My son sent me a text. He said, come off. Let's go golfing. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Let me set it up. So I set it up. And I'm watching the weather last night. And I'm like, I sent him a text. I'm like, 95, you know. He goes, yeah, you going to be able to make it? And I was like, I'm getting tired of these old jokes. And Dylan McKinnon.
Yeah. Class of 1884?
Yeah, you know, you guys are getting on my nerves here a little bit. Nobody more so than our producer.
That's on the Fanatics Instagram page for those. You got to check it out.
Yes, you do have to. You
about.
have to check out our Fanatic Instagram page. Yes, Dylan thinks he made a funny joke, and it really wasn't that funny. We always look for adjectives to describe our producer, Amy.
Ooh, yes.
I think we have a pretty easy one today. Slam dunk one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
excitable.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
ready to go.
Ready to go.
I was looking at like inebriated or something, but I don't know. Yeah, Ray had a fun time last night. He was doing
powering through.
I think we should go to the front page.
No, wait. I want to talk about this a little bit.
No, I don't think we should.
I want to
This
give
is a
you your
sports program.
congratulations on the city does something really cool, and you were a supporter of it last night, and that is
boosting the economy.
You are Sips in the
Center
city.
City Sips.
It's awesome. It's an awesome time, and there's a lot of fun to be had, and Ray had a lot of it last night. So very happy for you, Ray.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Hopefully you're still happy and here at 2 o'clock. We'll see how it all plays out. But before we get into anything, Ray's right. Let's get to the front page.
Now, the front page. The stories everyone's talking about. 97.5, The Fanatic.
Yeah, well, Christopher Sanchez, he didn't really have it last night. 8-6 loss up in Boston to the Red Sox. Phillies started out well. They had a 4-0 lead. And well, it just didn't hold. The Red Sox was going to get into something else. But the Red Sox scored 5 in the 5th inning, take the lead. They scored 8 unanswered. They get the win up there. You could tell early on that Sanchez really didn't have it. And it was funny because I had to run to the store to get something, so I put the Phillies on the radio. And Scott Fransky says, this is wild. Nick Pavetta's thrown 76 pitches, and Christopher Sanchez has thrown 16. I forget who was on with them last night. I don't know if it was Stock or whatever. And they said, yeah, but he's gotten hit pretty hard on those 16 pitches. And I was like, wow, they're up 4-0, and you're kind of like, but it was true. He was getting rocked a little bit last night. Nick Castellanos and Bryce Harper, they go for 2 hits apiece. Tough outing for Jose Ruiz and Spencer Turnbull as they go 2 1/3 inning combined, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks. So neither one of them was very good last night. Tonight, that's all we're going to talk about with that game. I mean, there's nothing more to do. Tonight, 7-10, Aaron Nola, he takes his 8-2, 2.77 ERA against Boston's probable ace in Tanner Houck, who's 6-5 with a 1.91 ERA. I was looking up like his last, outings, 5, 6, 7 outings, whatever it may be. He's a good pitcher.
Yes,
he's just a good pitcher. And he'll get you innings, and he'll keep it a low-scoring game. So we'll see how that plays out tonight. That concludes in Boston before a weekend series starts tomorrow in Baltimore. Ray is going to the game in Baltimore because, Ray does Ray things. Friday, Ranger Suarez, 7 o'clock start, will go for the Phillies. Saturday, it's a 4 o'clock start. Taijuan Walker goes for the Phillies. And then on Sunday, the closer, 1:35, it'll be Zach Wheeler. Good news last night, though, Aim. The Braves lost again.
Yes.
They lost to the Baltimore Orioles, and the Phillies still remain 10 up on them. So,
incredible.
All's good. All is good. Eagles, guess what? Training camp starts in about a month and a half.
Got about 6 weeks to go.
Yes, so hold on to that. Sixers, less than 2 weeks to the NBA draft. Could be less than 2 days before the Boston Celtics are the NBA champions. We're going to take a closer look at what might the Sixers do at 16 in the draft 2 weeks from yesterday. We'll take a look at that. I'll throw some names to Amy and to you guys. See what you think. I'll give you names, but I'll describe the player. And maybe we can get some reaction from you as to, is that a good fit? Is that something you would like? And you know, Amy and I probably know some of the players a little bit from watching a lot of college basketball. And you do too. So I would love to get to hear what you have to say about some certain players. On the national front, as I said, Celtics went up 3-0 in their final series against the Dallas Mavericks with a 106-99 win. Yeah, Boston played an unbelievable second half. They were just so good. Luka Doncic helping Dallas make a comeback and then fouls out with, I guess there was like 4.5 to go in the game, something like that, on what he thought should have been an offensive foul call. Not a smart play. Like, you're not a good defender. You've been getting blown by all series. Why, with 5 fouls, you're throwing your body? Exactly. I don't know why he did that. He bitched and moaned. Brian Windhorst, if we can grab that, Ray, we'll do that a little bit later.
Strong on it. Luka complains probably more than anybody. He complains a lot, but it was extra.
And I'm telling you, during this offseason, the referees have to do something about these players complaining, because I think it's caused the game. It's caused the game to become unwatchable at times.
Because it's just so much.
Too much.
It used to
be
one or two times during a game, you look at the ref and be like, really? Now it's
every play.
Every single call.
Every play.
Luka's not alone in that, but he's the biggest.
You're exactly right,
example of that.
And like, I had something extreme. Remember, I think you were here. Something extreme. I said, like a guy raises his arm once.
Yeah.
You have somebody on the sideline mark it down. They do it again, technical, and a warning of you're out of the game or something. Like, it has
almost
to stop.
like a baseball umpire. You get to a certain extent, and it's like, all right, well, you've crossed the line. You're done.
Yeah, it's like when we were growing up playing. You called your own fouls and stuff. And look, I played. We played like serious games, as a lot of you have on a playground. You call your own fouls. How many times you hear somebody say, "Just play"?
Yeah,
just play.
Yeah,
it's
like
so much better when you just play. I think the NBA needs to incorporate that somehow. In the NHL, Florida at Edmonton, Game 3 tonight. Florida up 2-0. Amy, I don't know if you heard about this. Brendan Gunn with his betting ticket. You were here for that. Okay, so I
saw it also on our aforementioned Instagram page.
Okay, so we are rooting like crazy for Edmonton tonight to come back in that series, because B Gunn has a chance to win. Measly like $46,000. So that would be cool. U.S. Open opens today, as it is on our television here in the studio at Pinehurst, number 2. Tiger Woods has already gone off. I think he's at even. He birdied the first hole he played today, a par 5. But it was funny to turn it on this morning. You look at the leaderboard, and there's Tiger Woods right there, like in second. You're like, oh, boy, but it was only through 4 holes. So that'll be a little bit fun. J.J. Redick, he has his interview this weekend with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know. It's funny. You just gave it the old, who cares? Do you not care because you don't like J.J. Redick, or you don't care just because it doesn't really bother the Sixers? Or
take the former.
Why do people not like J.J. Redick? Because we keep getting that in this town. Like I hear Andrew, I hear John, people talking about them just not liking J.J. Redick. The Duke thing.
I mean, you want to know why?
That was 20 years ago, though.
He's still graduated from Duke.
That carries over. Listen, I've talked to him numerous times. He's actually a pretty, decent guy.
I think he's a really decent guy.
I enjoy his podcast. I enjoy him on television. And honestly, the whole thing rubs me the wrong way. Like, why is J.J. Redick getting a head coaching interview?
That's a great point.
What are we doing?
That is a great point. I don't put the two together.
You don't put the entitlement of being a Duke grad?
No, you know what? But it's funny because I love how we all look at sports difference, right? I talk about this all the time. Well, anyway, that's our front page. We'll jump into this right now. Yeah. So J.J. Redick was a guy hated at Duke, and I could see why. Like, kind of a whiner. But if you break down the real reason, he was better than people wanted to believe he was, right? Like, seriously, here's this, a parent, slow white kid, a shooter, a privileged Duke, all that. Okay, but break it down. The kid was a really good player, and I think that bothered people. That's one. 2, he goes to the NBA, and I said this early on the ground. I watched when, I forget where we were. I might have been out in L.A., and he was there, and I was like, man, this guy really has worked on his body to get himself NBA fit, really worked on his game, never stops moving, all of that stuff, became more impressed with him. Then the Sixers get him, and he did me a favor, did me a solid where they signed him in Las Vegas, and I was like, I'm not going to be there on time for the little press conference that they had. And he's like, what time are you getting in? I'll wait for you. So, yeah, that's a personal thing, did me a solid there professionally. But then talking to him and going back and watching him in high school play, because he was talking to me about his state championship, so I went back and watched it. Triple, quadruple teamed and went for like 38 points. I had an appreciation for his work ethic. Now, he gets behind the camera, good-looking kid, very knowledgeable about basketball, very articulate. If you look at it that way, what's not to like? I think, again, it goes back to, and I don't want to say jealousy, it goes back to, damn it, this guy's better than I thought again. Like I heard John say the other day, like he has to tell you about his knowledge, how much he knows about basketball.
Well, that's what his job is.
Yeah, exactly.
He does come off condescending at times.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Do people look for it?
I think they look for it. I know I do.
I think he comes off condescending at times.
I remember from Media Day, the first time we had Media Day with him, and Media Day, you go around each station.
Yeah.
So
no, they would come to you,
exactly.
Amy. You didn't go around.
NBC Sports Philadelphia has their station set up, and the guys are going round table. And here comes this Duke guy, and I'm like, ugh, great. I came away, and I was like, okay, well, he was actually really great. And he's a very nice guy, very intelligent, smart about basketball. But you mentioned something that the people assume with the privilege and entitlement that come with that Duke kind of name.
Yeah.
And now he's getting a head coaching, interview. And I'm like, that kind of goes hand in hand, does it not?
That's a different chapter of the story. You're right.
He portrays himself as he is. He is a smart basketball mind, and maybe there is something there, and everybody's looking for the next big guy. And it's just like, really, this guy's not even
if I'm
out of the league.
If I'm what's the guy's name down in Miami? Chris Quinn, went to Notre Dame, been a long-time assistant, a guy that I was pining for the Sixers to take a look at when they hired Doc Rivers. There's a guy that's been an assistant in the league forever, and I'm sure there's hundreds of them in the league going, and I used to get texts from, assistant coaches in the league when somebody would be getting hired. They'd be like, was my name even brought up and all that? So I do understand that, and that is odd to me that you're just going to grab. But, I think it was you. Maybe it might have been somebody else. Were you talking to Reddick about his tattoo, his sleeve?
I've talked to him about it before. I don't know that I've told you that story.
I thought you and I might have been talking to him together, whatever. But I forget who we were with, but it was down at the practice facility.
Yeah.
And he was talking to me and somebody else about, it was like a 6-8 hour thing, and he had to go back another day to get it finished up. But just, shooting the stuff, and he's really, to me at least, was a normal dude.
Yeah.
I'm not like overly praising. I know him as much as I just told you here. He never really bothered me. I appreciated the work ethic and all the things that he did to get himself to where he was. I found it funny that people just nonchalantly hate on him.
Andrew can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I believe Andrew's reasoning of not liking him was the fact that he got that bloated contract from the Sixers with kind of the, hey, when we get good, you're going to stick around here, right? And, I'm going to be close to my family up in Brooklyn. And then the Sixers got good, and he went and signed a contract with the Pelicans.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I did not understand that. I thought there was a bigger story there.
There might have been.
That may have happened. I don't think I was around when all that went down when he got out.
Yeah, but you're looking at a volatile time with guys leaving, and the Jimmy Butler thing was right around that same time. The Ben Simmons thing was starting to come to
Reddick
a head.
was a big part of that Butler thing.
So there's a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes. But that's one of the reasons. But he generally was, I think if you have a conversation with him, you come away with a different opinion than you did. I know I did. It still doesn't make, he still has the Duke stink on him for me. That's tough for me to go over. And I say that, and I love Allah Abdin Abi. I love Allah.
No, you don't.
I do.
You say that now on the air, but I've talked to you behind the scenes.
That's not true at all.
Yeah,
Allah knows this. I'd have to text him right now. He's up in New York, so he can't hear. But
no, he's actually in Mexico. I texted him the other day.
That's right. That's right, in Mexico.
Yeah.
So no, but he has this aura about him. And, when you were watching him, he just has that, a hateable presence.
Yeah. It's funny. I do like that because, as is our job, yours used to be mine, when the common theme among fans, people, friends, whatever it is, there's a common theme there. We have to find out why. Yeah. We want to know why. We want to know, is it correct? Is it incorrect?
It's not correct. But your perception is your reality.
But I think the biggest reasoning people could have right now not to, be on the J.J. Redick train is, why the hell does this
what have
guy
you
get an NBA coaching job when he's never coached in his life,
Yeah,
So
it's very
that'll
odd
be
to me.
interesting. Do you think he'd be a good coach?
I do. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys out there that would be good coaches. It doesn't mean you have to go through. It's like, when we talk about people's fandom, like I'm not here to gatekeep your fandom, but there is a certain, who am I to say that this guy can't be a head coach? Of course he can. You can go from
Sure.
the broadcast booth to being a head coach. You've seen it done before. You don't have to go through all the channels to do what you and I do. You don't have to do exactly what everybody else does. There's ways to get around that, but it doesn't mean that everyone has to accept that. Right? I feel like that there's things that's like, if you all of a sudden are given this, you wonder why. Is it because, he uses privilege? Because to me, that would come through. And I think the one thing that I know about J.J. Redick is that he knows he'll be put in this position because of what he's done on the playing court, what he's done, his background, and then how he presents himself. He's not immune to that. Like, he gets it.
Right.
He's not a guy like Eric Spoelstra or Nick Nurse that have really worked their way up. I mean, Spoelstra was a video coordinator, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
And Nick Nurse is in the G League. I mean, these guys really work their way up. These guys are going overseas.
Frank Vogel. We talked about
Frank
that
Vogel.
story. Yeah, crazy.
Brett Brown. These guys have, they've coached all over. It doesn't make J.J. Redick's, journey any less impressive. It just makes it more surprising.
Yeah,
I do think he'd be a good coach. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he was a good coach. He's obviously good X's and O's. You hear him on this. He does the podcast with LeBron James. It's very informative. It's very X's and O's, deep diving. Inside baseball, so to speak. Very into that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, not that this is going to be the J.J. Redick show, but I thought it was interesting that Amy writes down Duke and flashes it in my face, and the stink on that, like that's pretty good stuff. So, what isn't good stuff in Philadelphia is, those Boston Celtics are a win away.
Gross.
It is. They're just a good team, though. You lose Kristaps Porzingis, comes back, plays really well for you for a couple of games, and then you lose him again. And, don't miss a thing. No, let's show up. Jaylen Brown's playing extraordinarily well. I have somebody here on the YouTube, Neil Deaver. Bob, you were shocked when I called Jason Tatum a little overrated a few weeks ago. Jaylen Brown is going to win the Finals MVP, and Tatum is shooting 36% from the field.
All right.
You're right. He stinks.
Steph Curry has
I don't know what to tell you.
one
If you don't
Finals MVP, and to his name, Steph Curry has one Finals MVP. He just won it.
If you don't think Jason Tatum's a star in this league, I don't know. I'm not arguing with you there, Neil. But come on, stop. All right. I do have a question I'm going to put out there to you, but I'll wait until the next segment to do it because it's something fun, and it's something off of a show that I watch pretty much every night. Aim. I watch my sports, as you very well know. But then when the sports are done, if there's not a late game or something like that, I switch over to Everybody Loves Raymond. It's just now. I'm a streaky guy. Sometimes it could be a different comedy or whatever. But right now, at nighttime, it goes until 11 o'clock. They just do show after show after show.
Right.
So, I'll flick it on. My wife has often compared our marriage to theirs, where he's a sports columnist.
Yep.
He goes on the road. He's an idiot. He's, this and that. And she runs the whole house. There's a lot of similarities there between the two couples. But they had a funny show the other night talking about the ultimate couples. So I want to bring that up when it comes to Philadelphia sports. I'll explain exactly what I mean. But last night, Amy, I just want to get your thoughts quickly. Those games happen.
Yeah,
Phillies games happen. Is it the fact that they're 46-20 that you can blow it off? Yeah, I think so. In 162 games, you're going to blow a 4-0 lead. There's going to be times where you give up more hits than you should. You're sloppy in the field. Your pitchers are walking people. And they still only lost 8-6.
Yeah.
And you still had a base runner on base in the ninth inning with David Dahl up at the plate. It happens.
It happens in June.
Right. So I copied a game last night from the Philadelphia Phillies, and I played it with my wife. She's not on board yet, but I think it could be fun.
Okay.
So in the Phillies dugout, you probably know this because you know the inside of everything. In the Phillies dugout, relief pitchers, if they think a guy's going to hit a home run at bat, they take their hat off. And they have a pot that goes, and it grows and grows until somebody wins. It's the cool little thing that professional teams do.
They need that for 162.
Oh, God, you do.
They have all kinds of stuff they do.
And look, I'll tell you, the Sixers, when I was covering them in the past, they would have half-court shooting contest at the end, and there was some big money that was going on
the end of
there, right?
practices and shoot around. Absolutely.
Yeah. I got invited to one time until I heard the money, and then I stepped out. But I did it last night. We were sitting there watching the game, and I took my hat off and put it down in front of my wife, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "He's going to hit a home run here." She goes, What is this? So I said, I told her what the Phillies do in the bullpen. I said, so if he hits a home run, it was David Dahl, and I think it was his second at batter, and he hit it high off the Green Monster. I just missed. But I got to figure out some kind of a game that we can play here along with our listeners on something along those lines, which would be a lot of fun. Also today, I'm going to put out this couples thing in the next segment. I want to get your answers on it when I explain to you, because the person with the best answer, we're going to give a pair of FanFest tickets to. That's right. You can win a pair of FanFest tickets today when I explain what this couple's question is in the next segment. We're so glad you're joining us today on this beautiful Thursday. We will be back. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic. Welcome back, middays on this beautiful Wednesday, or Thursday, rather.
Oh.
Hey, Ray, chalk that up, 10:30. 10:30 here on Thursday. Glad you're with us. Hope you're having a great, great day. If I seem a little overly amped today, Aim, it is my Friday.
Today's your Friday.
It is my Friday. Yeah, I have to take off tomorrow. Got some family obligations to take care of. Oh, very nice last night. I wanted to tell you this story.
Okay.
So I had to run out. I was making meatballs
Yes.
for one of my kids. So I had to run out and get some milk and Parmesan cheese. Okay, so okay. I thought you were looking at me funny, like you put
Waiting
milk
for-
and Parmesan cheese in your
No,
meatballs. Yes, I do.
Yes, I think most people would. You got to have the cohesiveness.
So the
Egg,
parking
too.
lot is empty. It's like, close to 8 o'clock at
At
night.
your grocery store?
Yeah. So it's pretty empty, whatever. So I come walking out. I'm just, taking my time walking to my car, a little bit of a walk. And I see this guy putting away his groceries. Like he puts some in and then he looks at me. And then he puts some in, he looks at me again. I'm like, either like there's a bird on my head or I know this guy, but I can't see him all that well. I don't think I had my glasses on or my contacts or whatever. They were in the car. So I'm like, this, I hope,
not
whatever.
good.
So I get closer to him and he looks over and he goes, hey, great show today. Good job. I was like, oh, man, thank you. I really
nice.
appreciate that. Yes. And he goes, and good luck with everything on Friday with the family, knowing that I was taking off.
That's awfully nice.
So I'm like, that's really cool. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Go to get in my car. There's another guy like 2 cars down. He looks at me and goes, who the hell are you? I said, nobody, man.
Nobody
I
asked
just do
that.
this, like,
They-
show, whatever.
That's
He
always
goes,
funny, people
and he
like-
goes like this. He goes, oh, okay. And he he
People
wasn't
know
being mean
you?
at all. He did, yeah. I think he thought I was like somebody on TV or something,
Yeah.
like yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I know you? I don't know.
No,
Probably
not
not.
even a little bit. Okay, I teased it before we get into some other things. So I'm watching Everybody Loves Raymond the other night, and they have this thing where they're going to bed, and she goes on and she goes, okay, I got a question for you. And he's like, she goes, when I die, I have somebody that I want you to marry or, be with for the rest of your life. I have your partner for after I die. And he's like, who? And she's like, no, I want you to guess who. So they have this whole thing, and then it becomes like a fight,
terrible
but
idea.
it's funny. And so I started thinking, I don't want to do couples in Philadelphia, but I want to put it this way. Who's the best pairing you think we've had in Philadelphia sports? It could be history. It could be during your lifetime. But give me a great pairing in Philadelphia sports. And the person that gives us the best answer. Now, there's 3 of us here, so we could do a vote on it, but I'm going to lay it all upon Amy. You are going to have the deciding vote on which is the best couple. Who is your best pairing in Philadelphia? Now, listen, it could be coach-player. It could be player-player. It could be player-wife, player-husband, whatever. Whatever it is, who is the best pairing? And if you want to expand it outside of sports, that's okay, too, because I had a couple of thoughts on this. So you don't have to make it sports entirely. We'd like it to be sports, but you can even take it outside of sports a little bit if you'd like. So I'll give you an example because I don't think anybody would say this because it's back when I was kind of a kid and John Kincade growing up here. But Jim Gardner and Jim O'Brien, they were phenomenal doing the news on 6 ABC. Great couple, great pairing. They were funny with each other. They made each other laugh. They were great at their jobs. That was a great pairing. What is a great pair? I was going to open it up to you and Ray, but I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't think I want to.
I've got a bunch. We can chime in once people kind of get rolling on it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
There's some good ones.
There is some good ones. Now, don't forget, you can make. We'd love to make it sports, but also we're not calling just about that. We have a lot of sports to talk about, and I want to get into last night's Phillies game, Aim, just a little bit, not a huge big deal, but I like Marshawn. Okay. He seemed fine. Okay, yeah, and Amy's shaking her head back and forth like, but that's what you're going to get. I thought there was a really cool moment in the game, and that's when I think he threw 6 straight balls, and Marshawn got up and started to go out to talk to Sanchez, but Bryce Harper came over from first base.
I think that means a lot.
He did most of the talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that means an awful lot.
And I know he was asked about it watching post game. You heard Rob Thompson ask specifically about that. And he's like, that's one of his roles. Like, listen, Bryce Harper's our leader. He's going to do that. He was right to do that. I mean, I don't think the manager's ever going to tell like a position player, no, you can't talk. Obviously, Bryce Harper is feeling, there's going to be that void there with that leadership voice. certainly with the pitching staff, with no JT Realmuto, and that's not anything against Rafael Marchand or even Garrett Stubbs when he's in. But sometimes you need an even steadier voice. And if there's going to be a player that people are going to look to and respect, no matter the position, it's going to be Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great that he did that.
So did I. I thought it was really, really cool. Those are going to be moments that you're going to remember during a middle of June, 8-6 loss in Boston. Who the hell is going to remember that game, come important time at the end of the year?
Sanchez will.
Christopher Sanchez and Rafael Marchand certainly will. And it was cool because if you watched it, Sanchez kept, patting Harper on the back, basically saying,
got you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. I thought that was a real telltale sign last night. That was very, very cool. Now, the announcers during the game, one of the things, I guess it was Tom McCarthy,
And Kruk.
they have laid it out, and Kruk, yeah. They were laying out what the catching schedule is coming up. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I thought that was odd. I thought, so we're getting Marchand tonight. Tomorrow it'll be Stubbs, and then it's Marchand, and then it's Marchand, and then it's really?
Well,
I thought that odd.
Why? Just because you don't
Well,
usually
look, if
say
Marchand went out went 3 for 3 with a home run or something like that.
I think that just lets you know that it's all. Listen, when we had the injury earlier this season, over a month ago, that where for JT Realmuto, his initial knee issue, and it was the first time in the history of his career as a professional that Garrett Stubbs started 3 straight games. I think that is in the back of everyone's mind when they're trying to work out how this pitching staff's going to go. And I'm sure it was a collaborative effort between, the coaches and the rotation. Hey, all right, well, how do we line it up so you feel comfortable? Who do you feel most comfortable with? How can we get Marchand more work without overworking him? Here's a guy that was just called up. So I get that if he goes 3 for 3 with a home run, maybe you think about it. But the one thing we know about this, all right, this is what we do. This is how I've laid it out. This is what we're going with.
Yeah, I did. I found it odd because I was hoping I kind of like riding a hot hand, especially in baseball. If Marchand went out there and got, 5 hits in his first 7 at-bats, I don't want it in his mind, well, I'm sitting tomorrow. I don't know. I found it odd. Pitchers, of course we know that. But I don't know. I was just kind of interesting. So we get word yesterday, JT Realmuto. This was, I don't know if you guys picked up on this. He had surgery yesterday. It was successful.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I got to find the doctor that's going to be honest one time coming out of surgery.
Nope.
Nah, didn't have it today.
Wasn't great.
They go into surgery and they're like Ray is today. So, they can't perform their best because they had a rough night the night before.
There's a reason you are performing surgery on professional baseball players or athletes of any ilk. Because
you're not like Ray.
you have your A game. You are the A game. Their surgeries are named after you usually.
Because
who had the rough night yesterday? You called it Wednesday to begin this segment.
That's fact.
You're gonna come after me?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
This is gonna become a 4-hour battle here.
It can be. I don't care.
I let the old thing go earlier today.
That's true.
That's all right. I already put it out there.
Oh, I know.
I put it out there on the
right at me. You were ready for me to make a comment. I didn't make a single comment.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm bringing the A game.
I know how long I've been here. But back in the day at the Daily News, it would be funny. We'd get faxes come over. And it'd be like,
surgery successful.
Yeah, successful surgery for whoever. And we would joke about it. We go, oh, it was successful. The surgery was successful. I really want a doctor one time to come out and go, yeah, I wasn't at my best, man. I don't know.
We found a bunch of other stuff. We're just going to let that go.
Yeah, I might have missed a little something in there.
We hope we got it.
That meniscus, I cut it. I don't know if I was real straight on it. I think it might have been a little crooked or something.
You don't want a doctor come out and be like, hope it worked.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know. So I'm looking for the unsuccessful surgery if anybody ever wants to admit it.
No.
Glenn in Wallingford. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Glenn?
Hey, good morning, guys. Good
morning,
show
Glenn.
so far today.
Thank you, buddy. Give us time.
It's funny. You guys were kind of touching back on the Sixers, and before I get to my Sixers, last night I was jumping all over the dial, man. I was, a little bit of baseball, a little bit of USA Brazil for the warm up for the Copa America.
Oh, I didn't even watch that at all, Glenn. I forgot about that.
Well, a lot of people forget about these warm ups for these tournaments. Yeah. So, but good tie, 1-1 for the U.S. against Brazil, which was a good result. Anyway, it's funny touching on the Celtics. Man, that was probably the first basketball game that I've watched since maybe the Indiana Knicks series, just because I've been. First of all, some of the series have been bad, because they've been so, one-sided, right? And obviously so was this. And it just still burns me, man, because I still hate the Celtics more than any other franchise as a Philadelphia fan, right? So, but, looking at the Sixers in their position, and there's a lot of intrigue, obviously, yet to come for them. But you talked about the draft, and it's like, will they even have that pick? But I was looking at some of these mock drafts, and there are so many European guys or guys I've never even heard of before, and it's just kind of amazing to me. And they're really, really projected high too. But it's just because of the state of like college basketball and even the G League, which what is now like or what the Ignite League, right? Didn't they already get rid of that, right? So a lot of these guys went to the Ignite League or whatever. And
but yeah, G League still exists. You're talking about there's a team in there called Ignite. That team is gone, but the league still exists.
Gotcha. So, and a lot of these high draft, potential guys were there. So it's just kind of like, who knows what's going to happen at the draft? You know what I mean? But
you're right.
It's definitely. I think that when it comes to the biggest story, I think this summer. I mean, the Phillies are obviously kind of like in the rocking chair right now, and it's all about the Sixers. I think once the finals are over and free agency and what they're going to do with the draft.
That'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be the big story. But, Glenn, real quick, do you have a Philadelphia couple in sports or otherwise that you deem like one of the greatest?
Well, you kind of took half of it because the Jim O'Brien, I was really young when he passed. But, the one I was thinking was Gardner and Dave Roberts because.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate the call. All right, we got to mark that down.
All right.
Glenn has Jim Gardner and Dave Roberts. I never thought that I was taking anybody's pairing away on a sports talk radio station when I said Jim Gardner and somebody else, but apparently I did. Walt in Yardley wants to talk about the Phillies. Walt, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
I think I've been lucky in my life. I've been to all the major championships in sports, and I've seen a lot of teams come and go. And this Phillies team this year, the way they gel, I don't think there's going to be any problem with JT being out or anything like that because they all believe in each other. And when you have a team that does that, a lot of the times they go the whole way.
So when you say they'll be all right without JT, if it's a 40-game span, are you thinking they play 600 baseball, which comes out to, I think, 24 and 16, something like that?
That's a pretty long span, but we'll say even if they played 500 and he came back, I think they still could win the division and do what they need to do.
Yeah, thanks for the call,
Agreed.
Walt. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I think they're winning the division. Whether JT's here or not. But yeah, you're a much, much better team with JT Realmuto behind the plate than you are with the guys you have. But yeah, staying afloat, head above water, all those things that you want to say. I have confidence this team can do that.
Before the JT injury, we figured it out. Even if they'd gone 500 the rest of the way, they'd still win 100 games. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Things
you want
are
JT.
crazy good.
Things are crazy good.
Things are crazy good. All right, when we get back, we have so much on the plate that we want to deal out to you today. Don't forget, we're asking you, who's your Philadelphia couple? We're looking for the best answer to that. Who the Philadelphia couple is that you think is the best. It obviously can be sports. If you want to go outside of sports, that's okay, too. Whoever has the best answer at the end of the day, as determined by one Amy Fadul, will win 2 tickets to FanFest. 610-632-0975. Give us a call now, or you can also text that number. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back, Middays on this beautiful Thursday.
There you go.
As last night was
breaking sports news from 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Welcome back.
all right. What do we got?
Shefty. NFL informed the Eagles that its investigation did not discover sufficient evidence to support a finding that the anti-tampering policy was violating in signing Saquon Barkley. James Franklin
very good.
has
So
been
James
saved.
Franklin, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Until he plays Michigan.
Wow.
Are they
She
before?
throws haymakers, doesn't she?
That's factual, right?
They before Ohio State this year?
I need to look at the schedule. Are they before Ohio State?
I don't think they actually play Michigan this year.
Oh, they don't?
I don't.
They
I
play
think
Ohio State?
They do. Because I believe my friend's
sounds
dad's a
right.
big Penn
Yeah.
State fan, and I was like, 10-2 again this year. He's like, nope, don't play Michigan.
That's their reprieve.
Yeah, I mean maybe USC
Till
will
the end.
get them.
Oh, yeah, we got to figure out like the next.
Yeah, could they go 9-3 now each year? USC, Michigan,
Yeah, they
Ohio
do
State?
play.
Yeah, right?
They play USC this year at USC.
Yeah, I have a lot of, obviously we all do have a lot of friends who either went
yeah.
there, kids go there and stuff like that. It's always the same. You know, it's always the same. Yeah, he can recruit. He's just a horrible game day coach is what everybody always says. You know,
Horrible strong.
that is strong. Yeah, he's had good success up there. Yeah, so.
Well, he's
We'll
been
see how it
saved for
plays
this
out.
tampering violation.
Yes, so good on him. Ray, can you get in touch with somebody back to go to the door because we have somebody here? If you know what I'm saying. Sorry, I couldn't juggle that around. We're talking a lot of Phillies today, and had to let you know that there was successful surgery on JT Realmuto's knee.
It is better than the alternative. You don't ever want to get the facts back in your day, or now the emails or tweets being like, well, we had some complications. We discovered there was no meniscus, so see you guys later.
I messed up. You know, I went in, the doctor comes out, and I wasn't at my best today. I got to be
It was
honest.
the
He's
wrong
probably
knee.
on the shelf for the rest of the season. Probably would have been better if he didn't even come in the first place.
This was clearly, though, and we talked about this on Tuesday, like the timing of it. And then when you heard from Dave Dombrowski later that day, it was like so obvious that this was a problem in May. And they thought, can you play through it for a bit? And he said, I can. And he did. And then it was like, all right, well, if we get the surgery now, because I remember you and I counted up the weeks, and I was like, 5 weeks from today is the All-Star break.
Yep.
And they said it's about a month. I'm like, well, you know where he's going to be coming back? Right after the
All-Star break. Yeah, I think the London thing, they did him a solid.
Yeah.
Like,
go.
JT, do you want to hold off on this or whatever? I do. I think it was all planned out. They've known for a while. That would have been like my first question. Like, when did he have the MRI? When did you know
when did you
about
opt
it?
for the surgery?
Yeah. Is this something that you started the season with that you said, all right, go until, I don't know, it starts really hindering you and then we'll have it done?
Yeah.
Whatever. But, and the way Dombrowski talked, it sounded like he was speaking of, we might have gone the whole season without getting it done.
Yeah.
If he could have tolerated it.
And that's the thing. I think that it would probably been the case. And he heard Dave say that. He's like, oh, yeah, it started in May. And everybody's like, May. I'm like, yeah, that's when there it is. And so it probably got to be too much. And then they thought, why mess with it? The record is what it is. You're 20-something games over 500. Let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud, have him ready to go. He'll come back after the All-Star break. You're looking at, mid to late July. He got several months under his belt to go into the postseason.
Don't you think it's remarkable that we didn't notice it all?
The only time,
Except
like I said,
that one
time.
One little grimace when he came in to help catch while Stubbs was putting on the equipment and he wasn't playing. And he just turned a little bit. But, I haven't noticed that he stood up more between pitches or that he went onto his knees more. Like, he stayed in his normal catching position.
How many times have you seen him get hit with a ball in various locations and nothing phases him?
Not at all.
So
no. So he is one
tough dude.
He is a tough dude, and glad to hear that he had this successful surgery. I fully anticipate, without even hesitation, that right after the All-Star break he'll be back.
yeah, I doubt. When they said about a month, and I thought, well, you're not going to bring him back the week before the All-Star break. What's the point of that, right?
Yeah.
That would be about a month. So 5 weeks would be the All-Star break. You have plenty of time in that window to kind of rehab and get back up. And I think that's where we'll be.
I totally agree with you. 10 o'clock hour is brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. All right, when we get back, one of my favorite people to listen to on this whole station and has been for a long, long time is Jason Stark. I love the way he covers baseball, obviously a Hall of Famer. I love the way his perspective on the way he looks at the game, because you have to have Jason's type of perspective when you've been covering not only a game for so long, but a game that goes on for so long. 162 a season, all of those things in between. He had some great stuff yesterday, so I want to get to that when we get back. This is Middays, Bob Cooney with Amy Fadul today, 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back on this glorious Thursday. Supposed to get some rain, I think, tomorrow night, but make for a beautiful weekend,
Yes.
Aim. Saturday and Sunday are supposed to be absolutely
Stunning.
gorgeous. Can't wait to be outside with the family all weekend long. I think we're going to have family gatherings.
Watching Phil's
So,
outside.
Watch Phil's outside.
4 o'clock
Got some family business to take care of tomorrow. So got to do a little traveling, take care of that tomorrow. So you all will be in the capable hands of Amy Fadul and Bill Colarulo tomorrow. I'll be back with you on Monday. Going to get a real hot streak coming up next week. I was looking. I think we might have a full week of 90s, mid-90s, which is cool. I love it.
Go.
I do. That's summer to me. The only thing I don't like about it is the grass. I don't have a sprinkler system.
Oh, yes, you have to.
Yeah, I know the Fadul Kane household does. You
No, we don't.
You have people and stuff.
That's what Sean
and-
does. Sean's our sprinkler. He's our lawn service. He always jokes, like, lawn service came today, a.k.a. he mowed the lawn.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
immediately be like, the lawn looks amazing.
I said that to somebody one time. I was like, "Oh, they're cutting the lawn today, so I got to go." And they're cutting the lawn. Yeah, it's a buddy of mine from high school that I played high school ball with that has his own business. He comes over and does it for me because it looks a lot better when he does it than when I do it. So, and plus, it's cool when he comes over and we can
then
sit and
you're-
talk for a
exactly.
while. Yeah, so whatever it may be. Okay, we're talking today about pairings. John Kincade, if he could be in this contest,
Yes. You would have won?
He won.
Ooh.
He won. I don't have my phone with me. I had to give it to Mike because I think I may have given a wrong address to the kid that was coming in today to shadow Ray, and I had to warn him about Ray too. But
No.
John Kincade may have already won this, but we are putting out there what are some of the best pairings in Philadelphia history. It goes down with, I was watching a show the other night, and the couple was talking about, hey, if I die, I could see you going with this person, and they're trying to pick out the perfect partner for him. And I said, ooh, who is the perfect partners in Philadelphia? It could be sports. It could not be. I gave Jim Gardner and Jim O'Brien from way back, 2 newscasters. That was a great pairing. We've had another one. The guy said Jim O'Brien and Dave Roberts. Jim Gardner and Dave Roberts. I was shocked that we have 2 Jim Gardner ones right off the bat. But give us some of your pairings. And, Ray, we have some on the text line.
We do. We've got one that continues to come up on the text line.
Okay.
And that's Harry and Whitey.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
Bam, zoom. That's what John Kincade
That's the first
sent me.
one. When you mentioned Jim Gardner, I was like, oh, White. Just because you think about the Celebrys Pizza one all the time.
Yeah. Oh my. They were, and I feel bad for the people like Ray who didn't hear them together.
I mean, I didn't hear them, but I've heard them since.
Oh, okay, yeah, and you, Andre, yeah, I guess. But as a little kid,
you can still you can still find it on YouTube.
Oh,
and stuff.
man,
it's really good stuff.
It was just great, and being a kid and going to sleep with the Phillies game on your radio, and the 2 of them. I mean, it was just, it was. I remember first being married, and Phillies were playing. Was it a doubleheader that night against Padres that went to 4:11 a.m.?
Yeah.
When Mitch Williams got the hit. But I was just married. And you know how when you're just married, it's different because it's like, well, for me at least, it's your first time, you're living with this person.
Yeah.
And it's so I know we were first married, and I know it was funny. I wasn't sleeping all that well because I was just like, oh my God, I got to take care of this person. Like I was amped up a little bit, I guess. And I remember that night going to sleep listening to Phillies. There was all these rain delays. And I remember waking back up at like 3:30 and being like, wait a second, this is a replay? And right away, Harry Kalas is like, if you're listening out there and just came back, this is not a replay. It is 3:30 in the morning. And I remember sitting up and Mitch Williams getting the pinch hit that won the game and Mitchie Poo and all that. But for you guys not being able to hear Harry and White, God, was it pure gold.
We got to hear Harry, but not him and White.
No, you didn't. And, oh, God, that was just, that was a great. So, all right, Ray, do we have a name on that pairing? Because Amy has to write that down in her book because that might be.
He said he's got it. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a couple people. Jackie gave it. Tasty Cake Dom was checking in with that one. Trying to see if there was another.
Oh, sorry, you're going to have to call in and give it then. We're going to leave it at that. All right, give us one more pairing because I don't want to take too many away. Give us another pairing that you have on here so maybe it gives people a good idea of what we're looking for.
So Nate in the Northeast gave us 2. The first one felt like a little bit of pandering.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, he said us.
Amy and Sean.
Oh.
Yeah. Going. Yeah.
That's absolutely. It is a heck of a pairing. Don't get me wrong, but
Sean who? Oh, your husband?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, what's the
And then
other
we got
one?
Jim
He can beat
Johnson,
that one.
Jim Johnson, and Brian Dawkins.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
Okay, yeah. All right, not bad. So we're still looking at pairings today. 610-632-0975. We'd love for you to call and talk about this because I think this is interesting when it comes to pairing people up in the Philadelphia sports scene. Who is somebody you say, man, they were just the best. They were the best. So another thing I was thinking of last night as we found out that the surgery for JT Realmuto was successful,
yay.
Garrett Stubbs. Like, anytime his name is mentioned, pretty much,
Joy.
smile on people's faces. That's all cool. That's what you want as a backup player. I got to take Nick Foles out of this.
Yeah.
When you think of backup players, who's like some of your favorite?
Yeah, you can't have. I mean, Nick Foles is the number one.
And it will be for all time.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
He has a statue for Pete's sake.
Yeah. Like, my favorite, and I don't know if you can even term this a backup, but he wasn't a starter in the NBA, so I guess you could say he was a backup, was Bobby Jones. Way back in the day, before a lot of people, but when they won the championship, and Bobby Jones was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Bobby Jones was this guy that came off the bench for the Sixers, and it was during a time where teams had superstars. They would always have one starter that, shouldn't have been a starter. That was Mark Ivoroni for the Sixers.
Right, yeah.
A guy from, I think he went to Virginia. But anyway, he was just like a plotter, nothing. And he just held up minutes until Bobby Jones came into the game. And Bobby Jones just kept his head down, made all the right plays, passes, took charges, great defender, made shots. Like I said, my favorite thing, kept his head down and didn't say a word. He would be my favorite backup of all time if I could deem him that. That would be my favorite backup.
They've had some good backups here.
Right?
Recently, T.J. McConnell was talk about an energy guy. People love that. He is along the lines of a Garrett Stubbs for me.
Yeah. No, that.
You know what I mean?
But
a little
better.
bit more protective.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Especially since when you've seen him be able to do continuous, like he's continued that trajectory, if not improved upon it now with the Pacers. But I just remember there's a great still photo of when he hit the game winner and Joel Embiid's like holding him in his face and they're both just screaming
at each other.
It's such a great, because that was what that moment, I remember that game. I can close my eyes and remember the end of that game. He was a gamer. And I thought that he brought a lot of energy. And when guys are really talented and they see a guy that's maybe not as talented as they are play the way that like a TJ McConnell does, I think that it impresses people a lot more, especially if you're on the team with him.
And I'll tell you what, if you go to, you know this as well as anybody, but I'll tell everybody that, and if you went to practice the next day, TJ McConnell would be yelling at Joel Embiid if he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Like that's the kind of like leader he was. He's got one more year left on his deal. I think it's like a $9 million deal. He's like 32-ish now, TJ is. I wonder if he should get another pretty good 3-year contract.
He's such a glue guy. He does all the little things, and he is productive.
He showed himself this year, right?
He's not a guy that's going to get you 20 points, but if you need a guy to come in, steady the ship, 10, 12.
Energy.
Yeah. He's your and with production, not just energy. Production.
I think the style of the Indiana Pacers is also perfect for him, too.
I think they need him. It would not surprise me for him to get a nice little deal.
I think he played himself into some pretty good money moving forward. Good for him.
TJ McConnell will be like the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of examples of
How about you, Ray? You have a good backup in your mind that you really enjoyed, or
they give an award out for this? They give an award out for this.
6th man of the year you're talking about. The guy that won it a couple of times.
The guy that won it.
Oh, no, he's going to go somewhere else.
I can go with either one of these. Both these came to my mind first. Whichever one you...
Sweetness. You're going to go Sweetness.
Bob walked down the Lou Williams path. So I'll go down Lou Will with that one.
Lou Will was a great 6th man.
Yeah, he was. Every time his name comes up, it brings us. I love Lou Williams. He is such
a good dude.
A good dude. Like I don't know if I told the story. FanFest. Let's not forget September 28th. Last year at FanFest, I was in the tent with Lou, and I know each other because I covered him when he was with the Sixers. So we're talking or whatever, and I said, "Yeah, I got a buddy here that is like a super huge fan of yours. I hit one of his favorite, maybe his favorite player." And it's a guy, Joey Merton, who I talk about all the time. Joey knows sports from way back and has great observation on it. But Lou Williams is one of his favorite players. And Lou's like, "Oh, is he here?" I said, "Yeah, he's out there." He's like, "Oh, come on, man. Let's go out and say hi to him." And all right. So I text Joey. Joey comes over. He's like, "Coon, I can't believe you did." I said, "I didn't do it. It was all him."
Lou Will.
Yeah, and that's the type of guy he is. I love Lou Williams. He is the greatest. But that's a very good one, Ray. Very, very good one on your part. If you have a backup, maybe let us know who you like. But we're talking about pairs also. And Chris in Havertown has an idea on the pairs. Chris, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, y'all, thanks for taking my call, man. So
Absolutely.
Back, I mean, I'm an old fart, too. And
You're
so
an
growing
all-star,
up, man,
did you say?
I said I'm an old fart.
Oh, an old fart. I thought you said, I'm going to call you an all-star, Chris, not an old fart.
Yeah, well, you'd be the only one, my friend. So I was telling the producer, let's go Flyers and let's go Gene Hart. And he'd say, thank you, Don. And then we get started. And I just loved the Flyers, and it was those two were a great pair for me, man. I wasn't so happy when I wasn't so happy when Bobby Taylor came on. I didn't really like his voice. But the stuff, the banter between, Gene Hart and Don Earl was just tremendous.
I mean, Chris, you think about it. Gene Hart taught this city hockey.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Imagine that. We can't say that any other sport, baseball, basketball, football. They've been around forever. Hockey started in this town in 1967, and Gene Hart taught Philadelphia hockey, and he was phenomenal.
Remember how he would pronounce the names, and he would be so succinct with the way he would say the name that you were like, wow, man, this cat knows everything. So yeah.
He was.
And the other one, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The other one, I just love hearing Fransky in L.A., bro.
Yeah.
I love hearing those two. L.A. kills me, man.
Those two are Chris. Thanks so much for the call. Really appreciate it. Yeah, they're on like some other station or something, but sometimes you have to. Like last night, I had to listen to them for a little bit, but it was our time. It was 8:00, so we were introducing on this station the NBA Finals game. So so I could switch over there for just a minute. But the announcing.
Yeah, we've got a lot of announcing pairings. I'm surprised you haven't done more like a starting pitcher and his
I know
catcher.
I have a pitcher and a catcher from way back that this catcher only played when this pitcher pitched. And he made the joke of, when I die, they're going to bury me 60 feet 6 inches from this guy. Yeah, so there's a lot of really good pairings. Amy's keeping score on it, so she's going to determine who wins FanFest tickets today.
Give me some other ones. Call in with some other ones.
We need some good ones. 610-632-0975. Let's hear your pairings, because Philadelphia has afforded us an awful lot of really good pairings, whether it's in sports, whether it's not in sports, whatever it may be.
Like double play partners.
They could be fine. So let us know what you got there. All right, Aim, I want to ask you a question about rankings in Philadelphia teams right now. Philadelphia teams, if you're ranking them as far as, and I thought of this because of the God bless you. Because of the Celtics about to win the NBA championship. And I heard somebody say, God, this puts the Sixers even further behind the Celtics. I don't know about that. And I told you, I said, well, the one good thing, if you want to look at it, is about
no. This makes no sense. Ray's going to back me up on this one.
I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a bright spot. All right.
Go ahead and give it to everybody that if you weren't paying attention on Tuesday.
For the last 6 years, the team that has won the NBA championship hasn't gotten out of the second round the next year. That's just a fact. If you want to look at it and say, okay, I hope it happens for a 7th straight year.
I really hope it does.
Right. So that's all. You guys make me feel like I'm 10 years old. Like, make me feel bad.
It does kind of seem like, whoa. I'm not making him seem like he's 10 years old. I'm just saying it does seem like you have kind of taken the shift over to, I want to see the Celtics holding Larry O'Brien.
Oh, my God. You could not. I hope that's the alcohol talking, because you just sound stupid now. I don't want the Celtics
We literally have a cut of
win.
you saying, I want the Celtics to win the title.
I said, if you were going to say, I want it was the only reason you could want the Celtics to win the title. And if I said I want the Celtics, it was facetiously, Ray. Don't put me in. Don't call it up. So I hate when he's hungover. I swear I do.
He's not either. He is in shape.
He's still drunk.
He is at the top of his game today.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he had a long night.
No, I think he had a great night celebrating joy.
So I want Boston to win the NBA title this year. You can hear the facetiousness in my voice. It was absolutely facetious. I was joking. I was kidding. If you don't know that, then you should not produce.
Oh.
All right?
Aggressive.
That's right.
Aggressive.
That's right. I went there.
Wow.
Yeah. Amy, give us an update on the U.S. Open. Who's leading?
Tiger just
No, who's leading? I don't care
We've
about
got Koepka as at 3 under.
Oh, wow.
Wait, no.
You need glasses. Amy can't see.
No, it's a tiny
Do you have
little thing.
glasses?
I have LASIK. It's 5 under.
It didn't work. She had surgery that wasn't successful.
It was. I had it 18 years ago, so I probably need a tweak. Tiger just had a bogey. Pavin, I don't know who this guy is.
Corey Pavin.
That would be something.
Yeah, he's like 85 years old.
Pavon. He's not 85. Corey Pavin isn't 85, is he?
No, he's. But I'll
Like
bet she's
60s.
Yeah.
So he's 5 under. He must have had a couple of birds because it was Aberg and Koepka that were 3 under. I just looked up in this.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's Pavone. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is.
Yes. No.
He's not on my. He's not on my board.
He's not on your sheet either.
No, he's not on my sheet.
Yeah, we wish you luck in your U.S. Open sheet. Okay, but the Boston Celtics, does it?
Oh, he's French.
They go to the NBA.
Mathieu Pavon. I guarantee that's what it is. You're welcome.
I got nothing on that.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes, Ray?
Bonjour.
This is still from our
Oh,
je ne
my.
sais quoi.
Oh, my God. Never heard of je ne sais quoi. So,
I haven't.
You have.
I
We
learn
already
something new
taught
every
you
day
this.
working with the two of you.
Yes.
You guys use a word that goes right over my head.
Usually it's Amy, not me. But with the Celtics about to win this NBA championship, and I think it's like the 85th of their organization's
ridiculous.
career. It is ridiculous. But it is an organization that, without fail, is highly successful. I mean, the coaching thing with Uduke. What's his name? Don't look at me like that. Just give me the name. Udoka. All of that, how it went down. Like, think about that. That was pretty scandalous.
Honestly, it's as scandalous as the Colangelo nonsense that was. It was more so because it was a personal level, not just the attacking of the. Because here's a guy that was married and there's all this other stuff within the organization. This affair.
It's
and
your
everything.
head coach.
It was crazy.
So they get rid of him. Boom. You're gone. We're throwing you in there. And Joe Mazzulla goes in there and, I heard it. People saying, oh, he can't coach. Like, what is this guy doing on a national level? Well, I don't know. Game might be over his
I still
head.
don't know how good of a coach he is, but I think he's a decent coach.
I'll tell you what. I think you got to be more than decent to win an NBA championship. I don't.
Jason Tatum?
Yeah,
Drew Holiday?
No, I know. They have a great team. But there's other teams that have great teams also that didn't get. Like, I think he's doing a lot of good things.
I think he's a better coach than people will ever give him credit for.
Yes. So my question to you is, with them about to win this NBA championship, does that widen the gap in your mind between them and the Sixers, or is that just what you expected, that the Celtics might go on this run?
I mean, the Celtics clinched the 1 seed before anyone else in the entire NBA even clinched a playoff spot. Like, they were steamrolling everybody. There was no doubt in my mind that they were going to not only be in the finals, but the proverbial, I thought they were going to win it all. I didn't think they were at sweep. I thought, well, maybe someone from the West, because the West was the better overall conference throughout the year. They had some very talented teams out there. And maybe it would be a different case if it wasn't the Mavs. I think the Mavs are coming into this one. Obviously, Luka's been a bit beat up and everything else. But no, I don't think it widens the gap. I get what people are saying, because from the outset you're thinking, if that's what it takes to win, the Sixers are eons away. Mm-hmm. They're eons away because there's no one on their roster. It doesn't mean that they can't get there. I think that they've got the right people in place, meaning Nick Nurse and what they're going to build, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. So I don't think it's this giant chasm. But I can see from the outset you're thinking, well, look what they have. And then you're looking over in the cupboard and you're like, not a whole lot here that resembles what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I think there's elements.
Right, exactly.
There's elements that could. I think coaching. I think it's only been 1 year, but I saw some good signs there. I've seen some good signs. They've built a roster that works for them. They did it. I think the thing that really bothers me and a lot of other people when you look at it, they built the crux of their team through the draft.
Yeah.
And the Sixers, their two guys, their two stars are draft products as well. But you're looking at, they really drafted well. Their front office always does that.
Always.
And, I know you're always going to go back to the Tatum draft. They were always going to draft Jason Tatum. It was never not going to be Jason Tatum.
Right. They weren't getting away from that.
Never going to not
All right,
happen.
do we call this a short leash, Ray?
Ooh, yeah.
Or how do we go with this?
Certainly a short leash.
Okay. Uncle Frank is on the mind. Now, reminder to everybody, Uncle Frank was zapped by Ray Dunn just either yesterday or the day before, zapped in the middle of a conversation, but we're going to give him another chance. Uncle Frank, you're on the line. How are you, buddy?
Okay, listen, the three of you. Oh, wait, my bad. Happy Thursday.
Happy
You
Thursday.
too, buddy.
If I may, Ray, steady yourself. Now,
I think he said better yourself also. Go ahead.
Content I brought up the other day, you guys had spoken on or about. I want to compliment Amy for meeting her. We are all blessed to have pools to watch the Brazil game, and he zaps me. So, just so you know, I've been off my OCD meds, and I can't take my ADHD meds anymore. It makes me jittery. But I'm a team player, so I try to stay focused.
He's got his finger on the zapper, Frank. You better get to it.
So, moving forward, I would like to comment on great pairs in the past, and I'm going to go bust out with Carlton and McCarver.
There it is. That's
There
the
you
one of
go.
which I was speaking. Tim McCarver only caught when Steve Carlton was pitching and said he was going to get buried 60 feet 6 inches from him.
I forgot about that's a great line.
It was.
Push 6 inches. So there you have it, folks.
Good job,
All right,
Frank.
way to
You are
go.
back on top. We got you in and out before. Ray did have his hand on the zapper the whole time. So good on Frank for getting on point.
Could have been a
Appreciate it.
40-second phone call.
Could have been. Okay.
But you know what?
You're
It wouldn't
looking for
have been an
greatness.
Uncle Frank phone call.
No.
you got to get through goodness.
He
to
needs
get
to have
the
his own little flavor.
He
Yeah.
excelled at what he does in that phone call. He got a little bit upset with us. He lost himself there in the moment. He teetered on a diatribe, didn't get there, and got his point out. It was a good Uncle Frank call. I'll give him credit.
It was good. He can be better.
He can.
He has been worse.
He has been worse.
Yeah, so there is that. I want to talk to Amy more about this. Where do you rank some of your teams? Like, how close are we? Exactly. I want to get her thoughts because we all have different thoughts on it, but I want to get Amy's thoughts on where she thinks the various teams in this city may be. 610-632-0975. We're talking pairings today. What are some of the greatest pairings in Philadelphia history? Would love to hear from you. 610-632-0975. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about it. Or you can, go to our text line and send one there. But we'd rather talk to you. So give us a call. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 here at the Fanatic. So glad that you're with us. We got our friend Giovanni Leperfido is in with us today, hanging out, getting it done. His father graduated high school with my wife, a year ahead of me in high school because they're a lot older.
That's not. No, that's not a lot older.
Well, yeah, it's a year. We didn't hang out.
A whole year.
Yes, I'm very good friends with his father. Yeah. Are you older or younger in your relationship, Amy?
I'm older.
You are?
Yes.
By a lot.
First of all, I already had someone.
I'm just cutting both of you up today.
Nate already came in and said that Sean and I are the best pairing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, I mean, Nate's a front runner, right? I know he's not.
No, not the best answer we can
He actually
get
had
here.
a good one. His other one was Jim Johnson and Brian Dawkins, which is a very good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That was a serious one. He was obviously just trying to pander, and I'm open to pandering.
Yeah, you are. I am too. I don't care. Yeah, somebody wants to go around wearing a Bob Cooney T-shirt. Hey, feel free.
Advertise away.
Yeah, why not? Can't say I ever saw. I did have somebody at FanFest. I think it was 2 years ago when Andrew and I were walking around the parking lot before it all starts. And Aim, I can't wait for you to come to
I'm
FanFest
excited.
this year. It is so much fun.
September 28th.
Gee, you're going to be there this year because you're 21 now. So a guy, we went out and we go to a bunch of different tailgates to say hi to people. And so we go to this one tailgate, and this guy comes over. He's like, Bob, come on over here. I was like, the guy made me a shirt. I still have it at my house. He made a shirt that has my picture on it and has like a background of a newspaper.
Oh,
and
it's
something
elaborate.
put something like best sports writer in Philly or something. It was really nice.
That's a very elaborate.
Yeah, so I have it in a special place at home.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I can make a shirt with all of our selfies on it.
That's okay. No, I don't like.
I'll make it for Ray and I then.
Yeah, you
Fine.
can do you and Ray. I don't like looking at myself.
You wouldn't have to. You'd be wearing the shirt.
I'd see it somehow. Well, you said you were going to make it for all of us. So I said,
So
should
you-
we do that? Should we maybe wear the same thing to FanFest, the three of us?
Yes.
That would be cool. Listen to this. My son and daughter, Jenna, who G is good friends with, so she drives our son Tommy to his program in the mornings. So they came down and met this morning, had the same shirt on.
Did they really?
Yeah, my wife took a picture of it and
That's
sent it to
always
me.
fun.
Yeah, I thought it was. Did I tell you the Tommy story? They got stuck in an elevator?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, our son, they, as a group, they went over to the Franklin Institute, and the elevator got stuck.
Oh, that's
4 adults with autism and their 2 aides got stuck in the elevator.
First of
I
all,
felt so bad
autism
for
or
all
not,
of them.
getting stuck in an elevator is still not great.
It was funny. I asked Tommy, I said, were you scared? He goes, no, scared. Nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Me too, buddy.
You're a bigger man than Dad is,
Me
that's
too.
for sure.
Me
Ron
too.
in Allentown wants to chime in on pairs. Ron, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing,
Ron.
buddy?
Hey, so yeah, like I thought about it, like Dr. AI, Charlie Hustle, John Kruk, like any of the Broad Street Bullies. Like for me, it's Jason Kelsey and the entire city of Philadelphia.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Now, what endeared
I mean-
him to be that pairing?
Right? So as a player, right, he's going to make the Hall of Fame for sure, but you go on, then you win the Super Bowl. And probably the penultimate moment, he gives that speech, right? And he's in a mummer's outfit, right?
Yeah.
And then he's on the field at the Phillies game chugging a beer. Then you see this documentary, and the guy's crawling around on his hands and knees in pain because he put it all on the line, not just for himself, but for his team and for the city of Philadelphia. And I've never – every city has an identity. All teams have identities. But I've never seen two personalities between city and player so, intrinsically tied together.
I got to tell you, Ron,
That's a
that
good one.
is a phenomenal
That's very good.
answer. And everything that you labeled out, and I think the part in the documentary that you're talking about was, what did he do? Bust up his foot or something like that? And
His
he was
ankle.
outside.
Yeah,
it was his ankle.
yeah.
And he's outside playing with his daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That is a really great.
Good
Ron, I
one.
want you to hold on for a minute so we can get your information. Jason Kelsey in the city of Philadelphia is cool.
Yeah,
Is there
because
any-
it's not just Jason Kelsey and the Super Bowl. It's the whole.
There's so much of it.
He's a Philadelphian now. I know he's not from here originally. Forget that. He's absolutely a Philadelphian.
Oh, there's no question.
When he rolled up in that mummer, that was my first one. I thought it was like Jason Kelsey in the mummer's costume, but Ron took it further because it really is the love affair he has with the city of Philadelphia and us with him.
Yeah, there's a lot of obviously there's a lot of athletes that are beloved in this city, and that kind of built that relationship with them. But there are also many that this city loves, but didn't really build that relationship with the fan base. we're fortunate, I think. Like, all right, we were with Brian Dawkins last week, right? We're at his golf outing. We're talking to him, and he's talking about how much Philadelphia means to him. Yeah, Brian Dawkins played football here, and that was it as far as Philadelphia and Brian Dawkins go. But there's not a let go of, yep, I'm done playing, I'm out.
Oh, no.
Although he doesn't live here. Like,
So the connection's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a connection no matter where he lives. And no matter who else he's played for. I think Jason Kelce, it helps because his entire career, Hall of Fame, one of the best centers to ever play the game, here in Philadelphia. He's always going to be known as a Philadelphia Eagle. I think
and
that's
related
important.
So well to the people.
He's a blue-collar guy.
Yeah.
And I think that it does, he comes from just outside of Cleveland. It's a very similar type of vibe as far as the people there. I think that helps, but I can't imagine Jason Kelce like out in L.A. Like that would have been really weird. It really was a perfect coupling.
It's funny. You think of players that you say, man, I could never see them wearing another uniform besides the Philadelphia uniform. I think Allen Iverson was that.
It was weird.
It was disgusting watching him go to Denver and then various places, Detroit, Memphis,
overseas.
Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot about that. Like,
so did he.
Except for the paychecks.
Yeah, right.
Like he got paid a really good amount. But like watching Allen Iverson in another uniform never.
Like when you saw Jerry Rice. And he was wearing like the Raiders uniform at first, and they had a couple other stops, and you're just like, what? Joe Montana in Kansas City.
In Kansas City never really, no.
He performed well, just like,
he was very good.
I don't like it. Make it stop.
No.
Make it go away.
Yeah, that just didn't seem right, Like I remember when I saw Babe Ruth leave the Red Sox and go to the Yankees. Like that
was your high school graduation, right?
Well, yeah, it was my first assignment for the Daily News. Was covering Babe Ruth hitting his 514th home run.
It's better when you make the old jokes yourself.
Yeah, exactly, because Rays aren't funny. Mitch in East Windsor, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Mitch?
Yeah, that's close enough. It's good, perfect. How you doing, Bob, Amy?
Doing good.
Hey, you wouldn't say Marcus Allen and Joe Montana didn't hit it off in Kansas City? I'm just kidding. I'm just clear on that one. Did anybody bring up Cheeks and Tony?
Cheeks and Tony's a great pairing. That's a good one, Mitch.
And I got one more, and I think it's probably the best. I think one of the best in Philly. Harper and Trey Turner. Once he gets back, they got long-term contracts. They're gonna earn their money and more. You gotta love those signings.
Yeah, I mean that's good, Mitch. Thanks so much for the call. They have to play out a little bit more together. The common thing that they have, Mitch was right, is they both have long-term contracts.
Yeah, they'll be here for a while together. That pairing is a good pairing because you've locked those guys up.
But it hasn't meshed yet.
More of like a double play pairing.
Ooh, look at Amy throwing things out there.
Things like that.
Tinker to Evans to Chance. That one?
Yes, that's the one. Eric Brutland's.
You're not a Brady Bunch fan.
Brady Bunch? No, what is the Brady Bunch reference?
I don't know.
Jan?
There was something. One of them, they were trying to learn baseball, and somebody was trying to. I think the maid was trying to. I don't know if it was John Kincaid's maid or if it was somebody else's. But the maid was. The maid was trying to teach them baseball, and she said, Tinker's She had like a famous double play trio who obviously nobody ever heard of. Must have been from way back.
But you remember it from the Brady Bunch?
I was a kid, man.
What was her name?
Alice.
There you go. Thank you. I remember Jan and Marcia, and then the boys.
You know the movie better than the series, yeah. Because the other day we did on our Instagram page. We did. Dylan was asking us were you here for that one?
No, I wasn't here for the.
Who were the best TV fathers of your lifetime?
Oh, because we're doing Father's Day stuff.
Yeah, so I texted Donna and I was like, who's yours? And she came up with Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch. And I said, that's a pretty good one. But it's not easy. Ray, what was your answer on that Instagram question?
Danny Tanner.
Oh, yeah, he had a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
But he framed it really well. He goes, Temple alum. And all of us are going, oh, don't say it. And he went, Danny Tanner.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes. Do you have one off the top of your head?
Brady Bunch guy, because he literally married another woman, was like, yeah, I've got 3 kids. It'd be more fun? Have 6. Like, that's a terrible idea. But he did it, and that makes him a good dad. But there's a lot of good dads out there.
Why is that a terrible idea?
It's a wonderful idea.
They're already grown. You don't have to do the whole diaper stuff. It's like you just get 3 girls. Cute little girls, too. Good.
It's a wonderful thing to do.
Yes.
To marry someone that has children, that's a tough thing to do, and I'm always impressed with people that do that. But as far as like good TV dads, there's some great TV dads out there. I always look for a TV dad that's going to make you laugh.
Yeah, me too.
A little humor.
There was a good TV dad out there, a great TV dad out there that we're not going to mention anymore because of the.
Oh yes, no,
a
See,
Temple alum.
Yeah, those. Yeah, please don't ever say that one again. There's
Right.
a good one.
Yeah.
But you could really go like the opposite too, and go like Peter Griffin.
The worst TV dads.
Humor alone, great, but
if
not.
you're looking for laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not great at the dad stuff. Great at really
Bill
keeping
Bixby. I'm going old school on you guys. There was a show when I was a little kid. It was called The Courtship of Eddie's Father. And Bill Bixby was a single dad.
Oh.
And it had a song at the beginning of the show that every once in a while will pop into my head and I can't get it out. It's like, people, let me tell you about my best friend.
Yes.
He's my one boy, my cuddly joy, my dad.
Okay. Yep.
All right, you didn't have to cut me off. I was going to stop, babe. All right, when we get back, we got a few people on the line. We'll get to you
these are
right
good.
away.
Got some good
about
pairs.
pairings. We got some great ones. And don't forget, whoever Amy deems is the best pairing that you come up with, you win 2 tickets to FanFest, which is going to be on September 28th. I'll give you some more information about that when we get back. This is Middays. Amy Fadul's joining us all day long. Bob Cooney here, 97.5, The Fanatic. Welcome back. Amy, be quiet.
Sorry.
Welcome back as we approach the 12 o'clock hour here at the Fanatic. Hope you're having a great day. Love Thursdays. It's mine and Amy's favorite day
Best
of the
day
week.
of the week.
You
For
know
you?
what I have to remind
Friday
you of,
for
too?
you. Yeah.
I'm doing an appearance tonight.
Please tell us where.
I will.
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you right now. Should I tell you the time also, Amy?
I want the time and
It is
location.
from 6 to 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to be hanging out at Villa Capri. Now, I heard the promo on the air earlier, and it's like, join the midday show. So I went to Ray, and I was like, oh, you're coming too? He goes, no, I think you're just the midday show.
It does say middays with Bob Cooney. Right behind
Yeah. So Villa Capri tonight in Doylestown. We have like a union thing going on. I did it last year. We had so much fun. It's like a hotbed of union fans up there.
Yes.
Like, it is amazing.
Good central location.
Yeah, so actually, you know what? If Jim Curtin, if you're listening, I expect you to be at Villa Capri tonight in Doylestown because they're on like a little break, right?
International break, yes.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean he's away, right?
I mean, he might go on like
International.
vacation or something.
I'm going to text him and ask him.
Wait,
I got a
union
game
reporter
Saturday.
will tell
They got a game Saturday, so he's
Oh,
locked
they do
in.
have. They're back in on. They're back in on.
How long was
Yeah.
their international breaks?
Well,
Philly
there's
had a-
some guys that are
I was
out
like, they're
playing
still
for their
going.
international
Yeah,
teams, but
thank
you're going to be down a little bit lower on the roster for some guys. So
'Cause there's definitely, I know there's
Yeah,
players
there's
that were
definitely guys
called
out
away.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Thank you for that.
assume Villa Capri, where I'm going tonight in Doylestown for a union function, Fang's going to be there. I would assume that the voice of the union
The
would
second-
also be
I will
making an
text
appearance.
Dave and see if Dave will go
The
hang out with
secondary
you.
voice.
Now, don't you weasel out of this. You
Secondary.
know what he said to me? I said, Ray,
He said
you
they're
know,
off. He said you guys are not hanging out.
well, we were.
Somebody
Yeah.
blew me off
No,
when
no,
it
no.
came to
He
the
goes,
plan
oh,
for
I have
today.
a softball game.
Oh, that's right. He does have softball.
Seriously?
Listen, that's a commitment. When people
Why
on-
do you always take his side? I feel like I'm at home.
Would you-
But you do. You always take his side.
Well, if one of your children had signed up for a sporting event and committed their time to that team,
Work comes first. Always. It's the rule in the Cooney house. Work always comes first.
that's not even remotely true.
What?
That's not true.
It is true.
Team comes first.
No, work
It's actually
comes
family,
first.
team.
Here's somebody that works
Happiness.
95 days a week.
Yeah, I'm a
And-
terrible
yeah.
example of this. I'm going in my other job as
Work
soon as we're done.
absolutely comes first.
Okay.
So Ray should say, sorry, softball guys. I'm out tonight. I have to do an appearance. I'll split any kind of fees that we get for doing this appearance.
This is him
tonight.
trying to, one, guilt me into going, but two, also, this is him trying to apologize for the fact that he canceled on me today.
I haven't canceled as of yet. So I told
You
Ray,
said
I
as of 2 hours ago it was off.
well, it's
You
not
got to get your
official.
story straight, Bob.
It's not official.
Oh, we
So-
haven't heard it yet?
No, so I said to Ray, I said, the other day, I said, do you think I should just hang at the station and then go to Doylestown? Because if I go home, then I'm just pretty much turning right around and going back and getting to the airport to fly out to Doylestown.
Correct.
To do this thing tonight. So he said, well, if you stay here, why don't we go out and get a bite and a beer or something before you have to go out to Doylestown? I said, all right, that sounds great. I'll let you know. Came in this morning. I hadn't let him know yet. I said, it doesn't look good because I don't think I have anybody to pick up Tommy. And, I got things going on. So I said, yeah, it probably doesn't look good. That's kind of open-ended. Maybe things could change.
Doesn't
Amy,
look-
you were in that studio when he said we weren't going, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was only like 10 minutes ago.
As long as I can just remember all that happening.
You can't
I feel like
remember.
I'm going a little crazy. Listen, you told me 10 minutes ago it was off.
You're having a bad day. That's all I can say. You're just having a bad day.
We got a lot
Your
of
memory
calls
on this
Hey,
one.
we do.
You wanted these.
Let's get to
Check
it.
them out.
John in Lansdale talking about great pairings.
Got my
John,
list.
you're on 97.5
Hey.
The Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, guys?
John.
How you doing, buddy?
I love your show. I've never met Amy, but my wife loves you. Absolutely, and we listen to your show and watch it all the time.
Thanks, John and John's wife.
The coupling would, I would say, for Philadelphia coupling, Deshaun and Mike Vick. Unfortunately, Chip Kelly happened. But as far as parenting, how about Tony and Anthony Soprano?
Oh my gosh, that couldn't have been
Wow.
a worse parenting.
That's pretty good.
That's a
John,
great
so
one.
wait, give me his pairing again. His pairing was
Vic
Deshaun.
and Deshaun.
Deshaun and Mike Vick.
That's a good one, John. I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Not enough time together, or
I think you're going
enough?
through like some really great like flashes, like that Monday Night Football
That
game.
Washington game?
Woo, like that was
still
crazy.
ticks me off.
Yeah.
I was on a flight to Green Bay, right? So
Why does that game make you mad?
This is funny. So I have it all planned out. I know the exact bar I'm going to as soon as I land right near my hotel. The only thing was, am I dropping my bag off at the hotel first or go straight to the bar? Because I was landing at, say, 7:45. All right? Flight got delayed a little bit. Now it's like I'm not going to arrive till 8:30. So get there, of course, 8:30 turns into 8:45. I land. I check the score, 28-0. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It was unbelievable.
It was over like
awesome.
that. Yeah, that was a great game. Sean and, Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick, I don't know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Just not enough time together in my book. Bill in Utah, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Bill?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Listen, I got two of them, man. I got to get them both out if that's all right.
Sure.
Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb, the countless divisions, the national, the NFC Championship games, and one Super Bowl appearance is priceless. And
real quick, Bill, on that, you know what boosts that even a little bit more is because Andy Reid was dead set on Donovan McNabb when that pick was very much up in the air of who they could have taken.
Yeah, everybody wanted Ricky Williams, I think, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And the other one is Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins.
Oh, there it is. I'm surprised it took this long.
I can't believe it took that long. Good job.
The double play combo, the championship, the world championship, it's endless.
That is awesome, Bill. A great one. Bill, I need you to hold the line so we can get your information from you, as Amy seemed to be pretty good on that. That's a good one.
I was like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I know. I am surprised that one took this long.
Double play. That was championship.
Yeah. Well, I think
guy.
I threw people off when I went to the Tinker Stavers to Chance one.
Well, then we talked about the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, and then we talked about maids, and it got all over the place.
And then we talked about dads.
Yeah, so wait, the guy had the best TV dad as Tony Soprano?
He said pairing. There couldn't have been a word. Is there a more dislikable character than Anthony Soprano?
The son or the
junior?
Father?
They called him Anthony.
Right? There's a worse character in that series.
Who?
I mean, I couldn't stand looking at this face when it was on the screen in The Sopranos. The sister, Tony's sister.
Janice.
Janice.
She was, at least
I couldn't stand
her character arc. At least that was built into it. Anthony Soprano was just annoying. She reminded the worst character I've ever witnessed was Dana, the daughter from Homeland. Couldn't stand that character.
Oh yeah, okay.
The worst character. If you watch Homeland, she was so annoying. But Anthony, it's like your dad, Tony Soprano, and I get it, that was the role, but it was like, stop with this little kid. This is driving me insane.
And it shows what great actors those two people are that we're talking about, that they elicit emotion
John
and they're
Van
not even
Lansdale
real.
was like, for pairing for fathers, and he said Tony and Anthony. I was like, oh my God, that's the worst pairing. I think Tony Soprano hated his child.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, he loved his daughter.
That's such a good show.
In a weird way. It was phenomenal.
That's such a great show.
And that ending, was getting replayed because it was the anniversary the other day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it yesterday on air. Like, you think they got whacked? You think Tony got whacked in that? That's how it ends?
I don't.
No.
I don't.
Huh. Interesting. We had a lot of thoughts on that yesterday. But today we're talking about pairings. Who's your Philadelphia pairing? Two people that when you think of Philly sports just go together perfectly. We've had a lot of great answers so far. Would love to hear yours. 610-632-0975 as Amy is going to rule on this towards the end of the show.
Gavel out.
Winner gets 2 tickets to FanFest. When we get back, a lot more Phillies talk, some Eagles stuff, some Sixers also, because I want to take a closer look maybe at this NBA draft moving forward. If you're on the line, hold on. We'll get to you as we get back. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic. Welcome back. We're here with Amy Fatul today and somebody that's impersonating Ray Dunn because I just don't know who he is, quite frankly, I got to tell you. But we're having a lot of fun today because, it's Thursday. It's my last day of the week. I got some stuff I got to take care of tomorrow, so you'll have Amy and Bill Colarulo with you tomorrow. I'll be back with you on Monday. Another long summer weekend for Bob Cooney. These guys think it's like, what a surprise. Bob has off for Friday or Monday in the summertime. Well, if you guys were as smart as me, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
Yeah, so.
We'll do your work for you.
I appreciate it, and you'll probably do it better than I do. No problem with that. All right, we're going to take a look a little bit later on at some of the players that maybe will be available for the Sixers at number 16. We'll give you the names, description, and stuff like that, and then I'll ask Amy if she believes that that's somebody that they may look at. But right now, we are talking about pairings, and we're talking about the best pairings in Philadelphia sports, Philadelphia in general, however you want to put it. We've had a lot of great ones, and the one that Amy deems at the end of the show to be the best is going to win a pair of tickets to Fan Fest, which is going to be Amy's initial Fan Fest. And let me tell you a little bit about it. It is on September 28th. It's at Xfinity Live. We are partnering once again with FanDuel. All the fantastic Fanaticos.
Yes, that's right.
And even us bad ones. We're going to be there, too. There's going to be celebrity guests, Philly sports legends, activities, games, prizes, a whole lot of things to do. The biggest party of the year for Philadelphia sports fans is it. Listen all week and this weekend to win tickets. Go to 975thefanatic.com for the details, including info for our online ticket raids. They're really cool, which will be starting up soon. Listen, I can't put it any more simply than this. If you want to go to FanFest, we will get you tickets. We will get
you there.
You will get tickets. You will be able to go. The only, I don't want to say drawback, the only rule, you have to be 21 and older. So, and I said yesterday on air, and it just hit me as I said it, all of my
your kids can go.
I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be Jenna's second straight Fan Fest, G, so we'll have a lot of fun with it. Carter in North Wales has a pairing. Carter, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Hi,
good.
Carter.
How you doing, buddy?
So I got a pairing. It's a little more contemporary, but I believe that this pairing represents the city of Philadelphia great, and I'm going with Bryce Harper and the Philly Fanatic.
Wow. Very good.
Carter, that is really good.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, ever since his first game, when he walked
he
out
loves
in
the
Philly
Fanatic.
cleats, like
he's got the bat
I don't
now.
Know. Those two, yeah, right.
He made the headband. He actually he has generated stuff for their Majestic store because of his love for the Fanatic. Right? Remember when he had that? Remember when he had that headband? Everybody's like, "We got to get that." Sold out instantly.
Yeah.
Carter,
yeah, it's awesome. Their relationship is great.
My favorite. That's my favorite
thing.
thing.
Watch.
Carter, you got to stay on hold for me because got to get your information. Carter from North Wales with a really good one with Bryce Harper and the Philly Fanatic. It's funny because look, before he came here, Bryce Harper was a superstar. You don't usually see superstars like getting entangled with a mascot,
delivering birthday gifts to the mascot.
Yeah, wearing his coloring on your cleats, wearing, like you said, a headband with his face on it. And the bat in England.
Oh, tremendous.
That was phenomenal. Yeah. And he hit a home run with it.
Of course he did.
Yeah, because that's what he does.
That's what he does.
That was the only disappointing thing to me about England was when he came up in the ninth inning in that second game. I was like, this is it.
It'd be too perfect.
Right, get that next chapter ready to write because this was going to be it. But it just didn't happen. Edith, visiting us again from Chester. Edith, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, Bobby, Amy, and Ray.
How are you?
Good morning. Good. Listen. My favorite duo is Harry Callis, the best announcer to ever live, and the Philadelphia Phillies fans from 1971 on up until he left us.
That's a great one, Edith.
To 2009.
Nobody did it like Harry. His voice just soothed you. I mean, when he was excited, you was excited. He was the best.
That's a good
point. He was the best.
We have been blessed with unbelievable announcers, haven't we, Edith?
Yes, we have. We have had a few good ones.
Yes.
And I like, even over, and at the Sixers, I like more. Me and him took a picture together at Chicken Pizza about a month ago. I was down there.
Oh, yeah?
I went down. You guys had some kind of thing. I think Connor was there. You didn't make it. You had another engagement.
It was a little over a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't let me go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the chance to meet him. So,
Harry Callis.
We've had some really great people in the city of Philadelphia.
We have.
We have that really know sports. They're smart about sports. You know, they really are passionate about what they do. You know, in the sports arena. And I mean, I'm just glad to be in this part of the country. I'm a Delco girl. I live in Chester now, so you know, I'm just glad to be able to see this with my own eyes and experience it myself, Bobby.
And we're glad that you share it with us, Edith, all the time. Thanks so much for the call.
That's a good one.
That is.
Because that really is. That he's the voice of summer for so many people growing up, Harry Callis was. And honestly, I will say, as a person who moved here in 2009 and you got to work with him very limited, when he would, because we would have these crossovers before we would, if people remember back a long time ago, we didn't have the pregame show. Our show, Daily News Live, went into 6:30, and we had a news show from 6:30 to 7. And within that show, we would kind of set up the Phillies game, Sixers game, Flyers game, whatever was going to be coming on our air. So as a host of those, or an anchor of the Sports Night shows, Sportsnet Central now, you would toss to Harry Callis and Chris Wheeler.
Yeah.
Harry Callis saying your name is still awesome. I can close my eyes and still, all right, Amy, back to you. I'm like, that's amazing. Well, I can just die now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Callis just called me by my name, is talking to me. I'm talking to Harry Callis. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and take the rest of the show off now because I'm just going to go ahead and relish this moment.
Yeah, the coolest part of the story I have with Harry is, so he was the MC of the Philadelphia Sports Writers Dinner for years and years. Mm-hmm. And so you would have different presidents of the Sports Writers Dinner. A lot of times it was guy Mike Kern from the Daily News or other people you knew. And I guess we were kind of obligated to go as sports writers in the city to go to that dinner. And afterwards, whoever the president was, and we always knew who the president was, would have a suite up in the, upstairs at the Hyatt, where we would go afterwards and have a couple beers, and people that won awards would come up and all. And Harry would come up every year afterwards. And just, standing there and having a beer with Harry Callis and talking. Yeah, it was just, and he's telling a story. And all you had to do was like turn your back and you're like, oh my God, I'm listening. Yeah. You know,
he can tell you a story about anything. And I've been like, this is the best story I ever heard.
It is because of the way he just said it, and it was a cool time. And I miss those days. When I went out with the Daily News guys last week, we were talking about Sports Writers Dinner. And that was, God, I remember in the days it would be like 1,400 people there. Like the seats would go out into the hall. They'd have to build more tables out into the hallway and all. Yeah, I miss those days. And I was lucky enough that when I was a little kid, I lived right by where, as I do now, right by where they have that dinner. And my dad used to take me.
Over in South Jersey.
Yeah, over in South Jersey in Cherry Hill. And my dad used to take me to it. And so I got to experience as a little kid. And then when I became a sports writer, being part of it was awesome also. Mike in Pennsauken wants to talk pairings. Mike, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hello, hey, how y'all doing? Good afternoon.
Hey,
doing good. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine. I might be going a little off topic, but
Mike, hold on 1 second. I got to ask you a question.
Yes.
Is it true that Tyrone Johnson is the most famous person to come from Pennsauken?
I believe so, but I just...
You're the man. I'm sorry, so go ahead.
Yeah, this may be a little off topic. I don't know if this coincides with what y'all saying, but I want to say Tasty Cakes in Canada Dry.
Well, do they go together? Like, do you eat them together, or are you talking commercial-wise?
Yes. I'm talking about eating them together.
Oh, God, that's a lot of sugar, man.
Pineapple. Well, I'm thinking of my kid days. Like, it was the greatest. Crimpet, Canada Dry, it was the greatest.
I was never the only time, Mike, I ever really had ginger ale was when I was sick. Remember? And you used to, saltines, and you would flatten. I like my soda flat. You don't know this about me.
I love black cherry and the pineapple too.
Oh, black cherry Wishniak? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's an item. See, Mike, me and you grew up near each other, so we like a lot of the same things.
Tasty Cake and Canada Dry.
Yeah, that's a great one. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. No, I can't. I don't like carbonated soda. I don't hardly ever drink soda.
I don't. Yeah.
But when I do, these guys will tell you in the rarity. Well, I don't know if Ray's even seen this. But yeah, there's been rare times here that I've gotten a soda. Like I was hungry, so I got a soda out of the vending machine. And yeah, I would sit here and shake it for like an hour or so. Shake, open, close, shake, open, close to get out the carbonation because it makes it flat.
Okay, that's very
I don't like carbonation.
You don't like the fizzy? Well, ginger ale would do terrible for you. It would wait forever to try to get that flat.
Ginger ale had to have it. Yeah, had to have that flat, especially. But yeah, that was like our parents' remedy. Like G doesn't know. Giovanni's sitting in with us today.
Well,
like his parents are my age, so they probably, you probably got the doctors if you had, a little sniffle. You got the pink medicine, all that. No, when we were kids, it was like, yeah, go drink some ginger ale.
You gonna be home from school? Do you
Ice
need to go to the
cubes.
doctor? No. Well, then you're not home from school today. Later.
I don't even know if I had a.
See, he's
family
nodding.
doctor.
He's got that.
Yeah. They're the soft age.
No, he's with us.
Nah.
He didn't. How many days of school did you ever miss? You think?
He can't say
The answer
because
is
he
zero.
He didn't tell his parents on the days that he missed school. G's got a background. Trust me, I'll tell you during the break. G's got a background. He's a wild one. Yeah,
He
in a
looks
good
like
way.
a fine, upstanding young man
In a
who's
good
trying
way.
to get a job.
Yeah,
at
well,
this
I'm helping him.
Wonderfully,
Believe it or not, I'm helping him.
Successful gentleman.
Terrell in Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, buddy?
How's everybody doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm all right. I want to comment on the best Philadelphia duel ever, and also, can I get a TV Dad reference too?
Absolutely. You can do whatever you want. Time's yours.
Okay, so the best duel ever, I got to say, Howie and Jeffrey Lurie. I think they're giving us everything we wanted. Like, we asked for Saquon, they give us Saquon. We asked for A.J. Brown, wide receiver, they give us A.J. Brown. I think Howie's giving us everything and even more sometimes. Now, the only thing he hasn't given us is the middle linebacker, but he's working on that.
Is he?
He's working on that.
I hope so.
Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Now, best TV Dad.
All right.
I think this guy has made all kinds of sacrifices for his family. And Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Oh, my God. Amy said that earlier, Terrell. That's a great one.
He was out there
he
in
did
them
everything
streets.
for his fam.
Yeah,
Everything.
he was out there in them streets. Like, he had battling cancer. He wanted to leave his family something.
That's it, Terrell. That's a good one. Real good. I need you to stay on hold so we can get your information from you, Terrell, because Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman is a hell of an answer, Aim. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be a judge on this today because you got your work cut out for you.
I'm starring them. We only have just the 2 tickets, right?
Yeah, we're going to check the closet.
All right.
So far, there's only 2. Okay. But we're going to have to check the maybe that'll be the first thing we'll have Giovanni do for the show.
Go check
is
the
send
closet?
him down to the closet and see if he can come up with
For the email
with
tickets?
some, with some
Keep looking, Giovanni.
I still
I know
like
you
the
want
paper tickets, you know?
I'll put some on paper for you.
They're
to hand
easier
out.
to hand
There
out.
you go,
Hand out,
everyone.
yeah. Okay. Did you hear the story about us going to Arizona the one time as a show, the morning show, to see the Eagles play Arizona? It was that real ugly game that Arizona missed a field goal on the last play of the game, it or whatever. Yeah. So we're sitting at the game, and it's me and Egan sitting next to each other, and then in the row behind us, it's Kincade and I don't know
Chevy?
Connor.
Oh,
Connor and maybe Heavy Chevy. So we're sitting there, and I get a text from Brian Westbrook that's just like, yo, you at the game? I heard the show was coming again. I said, yeah, we're sitting up here. He goes, oh, I'm on the field in one of the end zone. We got a suite. Why don't you come on down? So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll try. So Egan and I get up. I think I was getting a beer or something like that, and I said, you want to try to get down there? And he's like, how are we going to do that? I go, just not confident we can do this.
Right.
So we start making our way. Westbrook tells us where he is. So we start making our way down, and we get through one thing. We come up to a security guard, and they don't really pay attention. So, yeah, I said, Pat, just be confident. Yeah. Keep walking. We didn't have any credentials, nothing. We just had tickets.
Act like you should be there.
Right, act like you. So then finally we get right down to about where we're supposed to be, and it looks like a club, like a social club, because there's a huge security guard there. There's the red velvet, what do you call it? The red velvet thing that you unleash to let people in?
Just rope. There you go.
Rope.
I didn't know.
That big word.
I was like,
rope.
Rope.
So Egan's like, this ain't going to work, man. I go, no, we got it. So a guy down, hey, how you doing, buddy? He's like, good. What do you got? I said, Brian Westbrook. He wants from the Eagles. He wants to come down here. I literally,
what did you show him?
I went like this. I grabbed my phone, and I went, look, he just sent me a text. The guy turns around. Egan, hits me like, you're an idiot. The guy turns around to unlock the rope.
Yes.
And go ahead, guys.
Amazing.
We get in there, and we're on the field. So they have a thing. I'm pretty sure it was Arizona. They have a thing behind the end zone, right on the field.
Sure, this wasn't L.A.
Where there was it wasn't L.A.
Okay,
I'm pretty
'cause
sure.
LA's got
No,
something
it
like
was
that.
it was Arizona.
Okay.
And so there's tables and stuff set up there.
Yeah.
And we just mosey on in, have a drink with Brian Westbrook.
You know what
and
I
all.
say? Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
That's right. So that was one of our more fun times that we had. Kincaid's still pissed off about it, but hey, it was a whim.
Listen,
We tried it.
Fun times.
Sometimes you can't travel in groups. Dan in the Northeast, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Dan, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Hey, I just wanted to go with my duo for the Philadelphia.
All right. What do you got?
I got to go with Jerome Brown and Reggie White.
Oh, good one.
That is a real good one. How much? Do you ever think about this? How great Jerome Brown could have been?
No, absolutely. And that was kind of where I went with it. I mean, we didn't really see the full capacity of it, but, we still saw what it could have been.
Yeah, you saw what Reggie White was.
And
thinking same trajectory.
Exactly. And think of that. If he played alongside Reggie Brown, because Reggie Brown got better and better and better, right?
Jerome Brown, Reggie White.
What did I say? Oh, my God. Right, 12-18, right?
Yeah, I tried
seconds.
I thought maybe you would fix it.
Reggie White got better and better and better after Jerome Brown was gone. It would have made Jerome Brown's career so much
They
better.
would have been the same trajectory. There's
Probably.
no doubt. Yeah, there's really no doubt on that one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Dan, I'm going to put you on hold so we can get your information there. Put you in the running for the pair of FanFest tickets. All right, Amy, when we get back, I have an exercise that I want to do with you. I want to look at some of the people that the Sixers may take with that 16th pick in the NBA draft coming up. Now, look, I'm going to be honest. There's names on there I've looked through. I've looked at some film or some, highlights, I should say, but it'll be more of a description of a person. And, with your vast knowledge, you probably have seen this person play in various cases. But I want to see if you'll see they're a fit. If they are a fit with this 76ers team. Now, you could say, well, anybody's a fit. They only have one player under contract. I still can't believe that. They have one player under contract.
One guy.
One. And, it'll be too soon because they'll get Tyrese Maxey. But I just think it's ridiculous. But that's something we're going to do in a little bit. I want to get to Rob in Mercerville, who's got a pairing. Rob, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, I know it's not the rules, but how about three guys? How about the Legion of Doom?
That's not the rules.
Oh, sorry, Bob.
I'm just kidding you,
We're
buddy.
kidding with you. We're
How about
kidding.
the Legion
There
of
are
Doom?
no rules.
All right, well, let's take one out. If you're going to take one out, it's got to be Renberg, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want to go. Let's go LeClaire, just so we stay within the rules. Let's go LeClaire and Lindros?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Okay.
still pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Very,
I like
very
it.
good.
I like
Very
it a
good.
lot, Rob. Rob, I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on 1 second.
Anytime you get a nickname, you're a good pairing. Or in that case, a trio.
Yeah, a trio. Can you take a pairing out of the trio, though? I'm asking the rules, lady, because you are the one calling.
I got my white wig on with my gavel. Yeah, we'll take it out.
Oh, gee, what a surprise. Amy says, yeah, sure.
I like joy and positivity.
You are.
So
I'm doom and gloom.
that's what I think of when I think of you.
Right?
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Joy. There's some really good ones here. I've starred the ones that I like. So I want to see if we can.
Okay, she's starting
maybe,
to pare it down.
Maybe G can go down and find the closet and see if there's some.
Yeah, we're gonna
tickets
have
laying
to
around
check.
on the floor.
That's what we'll do. When we come back, I am going to take a look a little bit at some NBA players, but we still want to hear your pairings. Who are some of your best Philadelphia pairings? We're having fun with this today. It is what it is. It's baseball season. We have the best team in baseball. Yawn, stretch. Haha, we're the best team in baseball. Football doesn't come back for another month and a half. Sixers draft is still 2 weeks away. The Flyers, this is the time you go away and nothing really going on. So there is the most famous man from Pennsauken roaming the hallway, so you know we're going to have a good conversation now. And we'll have more of it with you when we get back. With Amy Fadul, this is Middays. I'm Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. If they only knew what went on during breaks here. So glad you're with us. 12:30 here at the Fanatic on this Thursday. Hope you're having a great one. Hope it's leading into a good weekend for you. I know a lot of you, today might be your last day going into work, judging by the kind of traffic you do not hit on Fridays going in and going.
Thursday's popular.
Yeah. Thursday is the day. I hope there's not a lot of traffic. I got a long, long drive tomorrow, Aim. I hope I'm not hitting a lot of. I'm dreading driving a long time on a Friday.
You're going to hit like a little bit, maybe, because you're going to hit a couple different beach kind of spots.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's not going to be good.
I bet it'll be okay.
I think I'm going to wing it out towards the mountains
and go down. Okay,
come home that way.
All
right? Gee, you went to school down south. He knows.
There's a lot of different routes.
There is a lot of different routes. Hopefully, I find the best one because I'm not liking sitting in traffic.
No,
it's one of the things that. It's weird. It hits me, and you were part of this. I was driving to the Wells Fargo Center one time from my house. 20-minute drive.
Very close.
I left an hour and a half early. Like, I'm never late. You know that. Never late.
Oh, this was on game 4 or whatever
Gee,
it was.
you know this spot. Yeah, we were doing Sixers pregame show, and I'm driving down the Black Horse Pike over in Jersey, and dead stop. I could not get off. Bad accident. What was I in traffic for, an hour and a half?
Yeah,
I was like a half hour late.
Yeah.
I called my wife, let her know, and she's like, "No, seriously, where are you?" I said, "I haven't moved," and she goes, "Wait, but you sound so calm. There's no way you're stuck in traffic." I said, "I swear I am. There's nothing I can do."
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. You'd have to kind of resign yourself.
I called into the show, and I was on as a normal part of it, but over the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. That wasn't good. I don't like sitting in traffic. It's just a waste of time. Nobody does, right? Brad in Philly wants to talk great pairings. Brad, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dr. J and Moses Malone.
He went right at it.
I like it.
1983 championship team of Dr. J, MVP Moses Malone, not only of the league that year, but also of the NBA Finals.
Dr. J talks really highly of Moses Malone still to this day.
Yeah, that's a great one. Brad, let me put you on hold so we can get your information in case Amy picks you as the winner of 2 tickets to FanFest. Gee, what happened? Did you go down to the closet? He didn't go down to the closet.
No, we'll send him down maybe the next break.
Okay, because we were having too much riveting conversation during that last break.
He doesn't want to miss out on the stuff that we talk about.
No.
Who would?
So, a little behind the scenes here. Amy tried to throw me under the bus.
I didn't.
We were telling... Excuse me. We were telling the story to Giovanni, who was sitting in with us today.
You started to tell it wrong.
I did not. About how Amy termed herself a show pony back in college.
It sounds so bad when you put it that way.
Amy turns to me and says, "I didn't come up with that. You did." I was
thought
like,
that was yours.
"Excuse me." And she said, No. I said it was a
dog and
pony show. I said, "No, you did not." So I said, "Ray," I go into Ray's ear, and Amy's sitting here. I said, "Ray, who came up with the term show pony?" As sheepishly as someone could say something, Ray says, "Yeah, it was Amy." And I said, "See, the two of you. If it was me, you both would have laughed at me, had fun with it, balloons, confetti. Amy does something, and it's, yeah, it was Amy."
He didn't want me to be wrong. That's nice.
I don't know. I might have to talk to Scott about a little change to this midday show. Gary in Mount Laurel. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Gary?
How you doing? Love your show.
Thanks, buddy.
Good stuff, Gary.
The previous caller just took mine, but I have 2 more. You know, prior to that, you talked about Bobby Clark and Rick McLeish. Real quick story. I cut school in the 7th grade, went over the bridge, went to the parade, and got thrown out of Catholic school. So
wait a second. All right, Gary, wait. We need more on this. Where did you grow up? South Jersey?
Yes.
All right, you were in grammar school. What town?
Maple Shade, New Jersey.
Catholic grammar school?
Yes.
You went to Mount Laurel. I'm sorry, you went to Mount Carmel then?
No, OLPH.
All right.
Yeah, it recently closed down a couple years ago.
Our Lady Perpetual Health. Yeah, I was just at a game there a couple years ago. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I came home from school that day. My mom looked at me and went, "You had a nice day today, right?"
No.
Absolutely.
That's such a bad feeling.
Yeah, so I got transferred to a public school very quickly.
Wait, what grade were you in?
7th.
How did you get over there?
Train.
Who did you go with?
A couple buddies.
That's awesome.
That is awesome,
great.
Gary. I appreciate that so much. But go ahead. What's your other?
Mike Schmidt wasn't Mike Schmidt, but that's Luzinski.
Oh, the bull.
That's not bad. I like it, Gary. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Hold on. We want to get your information from you. All right, I'll give you a great story here. Gee, we're all about stories, so you got to learn this. I go to a Phillies game. I was probably 12 years old or something. My cousin, who's just a couple years younger than me, was visiting for the weekend. His dad or his stepdad was there, my cousin also. So whatever. The four of us are going to a Phillies game, including my dad, which we never really did because my parents didn't drive. Luxury, we're going. The Phillies toyed with the lineup. Now, Greg Luzinski used to bat fourth. Schmidt would bat third. In this case, I guess one of them was struggling. They had Luzinski hitting third and Schmidt hitting fourth. Luzinski goes yard in the third inning. Up comes Schmidt. Schmidt goes yard, back to back. What does the scoreboard say after they do that? Greg Luzinski's nickname was Bull.
Right.
Mike's last name was Schmidt.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
That's
on
amazing.
The score. Was that awesome or what?
That's a good one.
Never forget that. Me and my cousin Kevin share that memory. God, so many years ago, I could still say to him, Phillies game? He'll say
Comes right up.
Bull
Yeah.
and then Mike's last name right after that.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's
Well
well
done
done.
by the people at Veterans Stadium then. Alan Paring, 097.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Alan?
Good. My pairings is Jim Jackson and Steve Coates with Coates' corner.
That's
JJ.
JJ and Coatsy.
Yep.
Coatsy's got to be one of the most beloved announcers we've also had, too. As long as
You took me back there. Coatsy's corner. That was so, especially around the holiday time. He would have the Santa Coatsy. I loved Coatsy's corner.
Yeah, Alan, that's a great one.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Let us get your information from you. Hold on as Tom Alvord will get your information. And we want to thank Tom for doing all the things he's doing for us today back there answering phones because we're having a busy day on it. A lot of pairings coming up, great ones. Sometimes you just got to roll with things. You and I had a whole lot of stuff we wanted to talk about.
I've got a whole piece of paper here with all these things.
I got another one for you. But this is fun. Sometimes you got to have summertime fun.
But this
and
is
the
why
pairings is good.
Because I like the thing when everybody's giving their pairings, there's a reason behind it. And it's not just because they're trying to sell the pairing. It's something relatable to them, right? Edith called in how that's her summer. She remembers Harry Callis and Phillies fans. And, there's people that, I remember the first time I saw that. I think that's what makes it so much fun because these are really, they resonate with everybody, but they really resonate with whomever is nominating the pairing.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when you think of, because we've had a lot of announcers come up today, right? And you and I have been all over the country with the jobs that we do. And, we talk to other media members and all that. I always tried to think of, God, do other cities have this?
No.
Have what Philadelphia had. You're talking the Harry Callises. You're talking the Mark Zumoffs.
They've got, L.A., St. Louis. Like there's Chicago, obviously.
Right.
You had
Harry Carey and all that.
You have pockets of it.
Pockets.
But overall, like everybody, and I think Edith said it too, so many great announcers here. And announcers, mentioned Gene Hart, who taught people here an entire sport. And now they identify Gene Hart with that sport. I just feel like it's such a match made in heaven. So you have pockets of it in certain places where the voices or the announcers really represent, one sport to everyone else. But the relationship that Philadelphia has with its sports teams is so unique, and therefore the announcers go with it, or their players. It's an ownership like we own them and they own us. Like it's just intrinsic in you grow up. Of course, Jason Kelsey's here in Philadelphia. Why? Of course, I think about him with the Eagles here forever.
Yeah, I remember I was in Oklahoma City for a Sixers game one night, and Maurice Cheeks was an assistant in Oklahoma City. And the way I don't know if you've ever been there, but the hotel where I stayed was kind of like attached to the arena. I mean, it was literally steps away from the arena. So game gets over, I write my story, whatever, I go back into the lobby of my hotel, to get a bite to eat, get a beer, whatever. And the hotel is the bar is packed.
Yeah.
Because in Oklahoma City, it is an event when the Thunder play. It is crazy.
Great fan base.
Crazy. And so Westbrook was still playing there. They were still a good team and all that. Anyway, I go to the bar, get something to eat or whatever. Somebody taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Cheeks. And he came in. I was like, hey, Mel, sit down. So he said he just went in he would go in and get, a glass of wine after every game and say hi, to the people. But they just treat him like a normal guy. So he sits down, and we're talking. I'm like, Mo, this is nuts here. Like, this is about, I think it was like my third or fourth time there. And I was like, this is like an event all the time. He's like, yeah, but no place like Philly.
It's true.
And it's true. Like, if you guys were to go into an Oklahoma City Thunder game, honest to God, put it Kentucky basketball on steroids.
Yeah, I think it has like that college fervor vibe.
It's all that's going on.
Because it's the only thing, exactly. It's the only thing that's going on there.
But I thought that was funny. You just get out of there. Your ears are still ringing. The Sixers were, I think, going through the process, so Oklahoma City probably trounced them. And I said I was going to have a conversation with them, like how great this is.
He's
right like
yep.
that. Yep. No
You're
Philly.
Right. It is.
Like Philly. Randy in Bethlehem. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's on, Randy?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. I had a quick bearing. I mean, it's no Dr. J and Moses, but I got to throw in AI and Larry Hughes, the Flight Brothers.
I'll give you a chance at a better one. Come on, Randy. You can come up better than that. Larry Hughes, it's funny. St. Louis, Larry Brown says that he made a promise to his mom, and that's why they took him. Wasn't that the story?
Yeah, the Larry Hughes.
Yeah.
I've talked to Billy King about that a couple different times. That was not a great selection.
Yeah. You can do
Sorry
better,
about
Randy.
that,
Give us
guys.
another.
That's all right.
Give us another one. I'll give you another
we
chance.
were trucking along.
Oh, I can't off the top of my head. There's been some great ones already.
Flight Brothers was cool, though, for the limited time it was here. I'll give you that, Randy.
For entertainment reasons only.
There you go.
I hear
and
you.
the jerseys alone.
Good man. Randy, thanks so much for calling. We
He brought it
appreciate
home.
it.
He brought it
Yeah.
home.
We're not going to put him on hold because he has no chance. Yeah, but good try. Good try, Randy.
Listen, this is not a participation prize. You have to win.
Larry Hughes from St. Louis.
From the Lou. Did not know that.
From the University of St. Louis.
Oh,
I was just
Billikens.
very good. Look at you. Always a tough place to play, St. Louis. I remember when I was doing stuff in the A10.
Coach there. It was always a well-coached team.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking something up this morning when we were getting ready to do. I was getting ready to do my Pierce Phelps Bryant read with your Philly of the Week. So I was looking up some Matt Strom stats.
Mm-hmm.
I had to giggle as I looked up something on him, and I see where he's from. Is there anybody like? And I'm not putting anyone down on this, but like Matt Strom, we know what he looks like, all that, the hair and all, and lefty. Like, is there anybody that more encompasses West Fargo, North Dakota? Like that's where he's from.
Beckley, West Virginia would have been like another one to come to mind for me.
Like that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Matt Strom, I just love watching him pitch, and he's been great. Okay, we're doing a lot of pairings today. We're going to try to get to some other things, but if you want to get in on the pairings, because whoever gets the best one is deemed by Amy Fadul, you get a pair of tickets to Fan Fest. 610-632-0975. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. Amy, this is the 12 o'clock hour.
I love the 12 o'clock hour.
Hasn't it been spectacular?
Amazing.
It's also brought to you by Service First Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months and a $500 rebate when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system from Service First. Learn more at servicefirsthvac.com. Also want to remind you, 6 to 8 o'clock tonight, the Midday Show is going to be at Villa Capri.
The Bob Cooney of the Midday Show.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, your name's on it right there.
Okay, but you're here with me, so you should
Middays
be.
at Bob
What are you
Cooney.
doing at 6 to 8 tonight?
At 6 p.m., I'll be on Bird's Huddle with one Barrett Brooks.
Oh, you're going to be a
NBC's
TV star.
Well, I mean, star is a very strong word. Obviously, it's some kind of pony situation, some kind of like equine situation.
She's dying to call herself a show
No,
pony
I'm not.
again.
It was a negative because I was being trotted out like a pony.
I don't know. Anytime somebody trots me out, Aim, I look at it as a positive.
Not really.
I've never been trotted out by somebody.
Not really.
I don't know what
You're
it's
being
like,
trotted
but
out tonight
apparently,
between 6 to 8.
apparently you do. I'm going to be with Fang, the mascot of the union.
He's trotted out.
So yeah, I think that's your show pony. I'm just a side.
You're a show
I'm a side piece. That's it. That's all I am tonight. So
Okay.
if you are in the Doylestown area, 6 to 8 tonight, yeah, I'm going to be hanging out at Villa Capri in Doylestown. A lot of fun. Was there last year. A lot of Union fans around there. We have a ball. So come on out. I think we may have some prizes, but if we don't, Brendan Petrilli's going to be there.
Hey.
So we're good to go. That's the whole reason to be there also. We did go to the closet.
Yes.
We got another pair of tickets.
All right, we got two. Okay, good.
2 pair of tickets.
All
So
right, so
Amy's going to have well, we'll call them tied for first place.
Yeah, because I don't want to say runner-up.
Yeah, so.
But I can if you want me to.
We're going to give we'll give the winner, say it like, when do we come back from Big 1-5? Like at 1:45-ish.
Okay.
We're going to give our winner, not our winner.
2 winners.
Amy's 2 winners.
2 winners.
Because if you're upset with the judging, which
You know where to
again,
find me.
it's yeah, you can reach Amy here at the station anytime you want. She'll talk to you and let you know. But we have some more pairings. Jamie in Reading wants to give us his. Jamie, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, how you guys? How's everyone doing today?
Doing great.
All right, I have 2. Okay, I mean 1A, 1B.
That would be 4.
Okay.
I'm just teasing you.
You're right.
I'm kidding you, buddy.
I have Mike Quick and Merrill Reese.
All right.
All right, James. Let's talk this one out real quick. You know what station you called, right?
I know, but when I listen to Eagles, I'm at work. I can't get you guys for whatever reason. So
I'm teasing you, buddy. I'm totally teasing you. What's your other one?
And when I'm at home watching pregame Sixers, Miss Amy Fadul, Jimmy Lynam, and Mark Jackson.
All right.
So,
Well, that is. I will absolutely. I will take Jim and Mark. I'm just the vehicle for that. I'll take Jim and Mark.
Yeah, good answers. All good answers, Jamie.
don't
Thanks
like
for the
it.
call. No, I didn't even put Jamie on hold. He didn't even come into my consideration because you can't give somebody the win. You've been voted on twice now. Like, serious. People, if you're going to kiss ass, do a little bit better of a job than make it so obvious. No. Like, my favorite pairing, Amy and her husband.
Yeah, that was one, wasn't it? That was Nate. Nate, I actually wrote that one down. But no, it wasn't a starred. It's not a starred
not a
one.
winner.
It's not but one of my starred ones. I've got several that are starred right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? To help you, because, all right, so we have Giovanni Leperfido is sitting in with us today. Wants to get into the business, just graduated from the University of South Carolina. I think his first task here
could be helping
at 97.5 The Fanatic might be to help you to pick those top 2 winners. We'll see how it goes then there's 2 different people you can blame besides myself and Ray Dunn. I was going to come up with an adjective for Ray, but I decided not to because I don't feel like I'm on his good side today. Joe in Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Joseph, what's going on?
I would like to say Jamil Nelson and Delonte West.
All right, little St. Joe's Hawks action.
That backcourt was amazing. And think about it, the impact it had on the city, and they both had okay careers and that backcourt. And look at it now. And I on the college basketball. 2 good guards.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. And hold on 1 second, Joseph. We'll get your information from you.
I mean, there's other guards tandems in the city that have won it all at the college level that I might be leaning a little bit more towards further down the main line than City Line Avenue.
Actually, as some would say, like Ray, oh, you mean outside the city? It's not a Philly school.
I just would say it's outside the city.
Okay, well, I didn't say it was inside or outside the city.
No, I know. I don't know why you turned this on me, but,
Just
seems
saying.
like we're living in his
I
head
would say
here.
Temple. There ain't a lot of room up there. There's
Yeah, because it's taken up by us.
There are a lot of Temple alum at this station
That's true.
that make the argument that Villanova is not a Philadelphia school.
Yeah, but why is that an argument? It's a fact. Is that like a problem? Most of the people that you meet, they say they're from Philadelphia, and the first question you ask them, if you're from here too, you're like, where? For them saying like 20th and Chestnut is like 0% chance. They're from somewhere else outside of the city, right? You still say you're from Philly.
I got yelled at last night about this.
At Sips?
Yeah.
Because you said you're from Philly, but
no,
you're not?
No, someone asked me where you're from, and I just gave the Montgomery County.
Oh,
because
well, that's but like for people, like if you meet someone from out of state, they don't know what that means.
Right, so I usually just would go with Montgomery County because I'm like, oh, county. Like if they ask, oh, where's that? Oh, just outside
So
Philadelphia.
you met someone from like the state of Indiana or Illinois even, and you said, I'm from Montgomery County. They would
Well, I
be
figured
like,
we were at Sips,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like they at least
But
knew
you meet
like they
people
were
from out of town.
Right, right. I figured they went with like, oh, okay, that'd be fine. They were upset I didn't go specific enough.
Yeah.
Which I've
Okay.
never had that problem.
Here's how you do it. Amy's right on this. It depends where you are. Like, if someone were to ask you last night where you from, 4th and Shunk. Like, that's the appropriate answer last night as to where you were. If you're outside of the city, Philly. I would say if I'm outside of the city, one time a lady said, oh, you have a weird accent. I was in L.A. for the All-Star game. She goes, oh, you have a really funny accent. Where are you from? And I said, near Philly, because if I would have said New Jersey,
She
a lot
would've
of
thought-
people equate that New York
Would you
or
you wouldn't
whatever.
say South Jersey?
No, so I would say near Philly, over in Jersey, but right near Philadelphia.
Yeah, because
So,
a lot
yeah, I
of people
think you
don't
have
know.
to-
People don't know the geography. They
Right,
think,
exactly.
They think that Jersey. What do you mean South Jersey? Like is that Trenton? Like no, South Jersey.
Yeah.
I was thinking this
all the way down.
in
Keep
this
going.
tri-state area. I usually just go with Montgomery County.
Well, yeah. If you're
Yeah,
talking to
Montgo's
someone-
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get that. But
If
yeah,
I'm outside the state,
but
it's always
that's
going
my
to be Philly.
vibe. So like, if generally people say like, that's Amy. She lives in Philly. I don't live in Philly anymore. I used to. I used
Yeah.
to live in Philly proper. Now I live out in the burbs. I still.
You're Philly.
People still say like,
I've never
Amy
lived
lives
in Philadelphia.
Amy, oh yeah.
What?
If people tell people, oh, she lives in Philly, I'm not going to correct them. Like, well, just so you know, I'm in Chester County. Like what? No. So when you say it's not a Philadelphia school, so it's still a
Yeah.
Philly school.
Right. Why did you say what? No, I've never lived in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that just surprises me.
Yeah, no, I lived in South Jersey my whole life. But if people say to me, I don't know, the listeners, am I a Philly guy or not? Maybe you don't consider me because I grew up 5 miles from the bridge that brings me over to the place where I've worked for 30-plus years,
You're a Philly
and that
guy.
is Philadelphia.
Philly.
Like my whole professional career, I've worked in Philadelphia.
You're taking a punchline of a joke very seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything seriously. I'm just talking, Ray.
Got it.
He's
He's
don't
on.
know.
He's on one today. He might be on one today. I like it. He's giving zingers though.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you didn't
Yep,
have to.
that's right. She
no,
likes
see,
it. See?
she's such a baby. She
How
was
is that
coming
a
to say to
baby?
you, he's on one today. You wanted to put him down, but
No.
then when I go, yeah, and say it, and then she's like, I love it. I'm like, stop.
Him
You
being
two-
on one was
you
a compliment.
two-
That's a compliment. Would you
All
think
right.
I was gonna say he's on off his? That would be he's off his game. Say he's on it today.
You said he's on one.
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
He's on
First
one.
word that came to my head was Bender.
Oh, that's not. See, now that's where I didn't go. That's inappropriate.
And he wonders why we're battling back and forth today.
That's not where I was
yeah,
going
you're
at all.
right. I might be stirring
I'm
the
sorry.
pot a little bit.
Maybe
I apologize.
Maybe it was misconstrued.
All right, when we get back, we have no idea what we're going to be doing, so I'm not even going to kid around. We have a lot more people that are talking about pairings. We'll get to all of you. The decision will be rendered at 1:45 today as winner of Best Pairings, and you will get the two winners of Best Pairings, and you will each get a pair of tickets to Fan Fest. This is Middays. We got Amy Fadul with us today. I'm Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. It just doesn't end, Aim.
It doesn't. That's someone that's known you for a long time. She can't talk about age.
Happy 1 o'clock hour, everybody. Yeah, so I kid around that, like, Amy and Ray team up on me and stuff like that. And we have a lot of good fun with it. I almost had Amy going against Ray, but she chickened out. So, we have a lot of fun. I haven't picked up my phone for quite a while on the show. It's just been sitting over there. I pick it up during the break just now. And Giovanni, who's sitting in with us today, I mentioned earlier, oh, yeah, you can go to FanFest now. You're 21. I get a text from my wife at 11:30 this morning. He's been 21, Bob. He's older than Jenna. So, yeah, Giovanni, who's sitting at Leprofito, who's sitting in with us today, went to high school with my daughter, a year older. My daughter just turned 21. So I guess I should have done all that math in my head while I'm talking here on the radio station. I apologize, Donna. I also got another great pairing.
You did?
I did. And it's a picture.
It's a photographic evidence.
It was photographic evidence. It was sent to me by my friend Mary Jane, who I went to high school with, had many great times with our whole group of friends. And she sent a picture of me and Maria from Collingswood, who is an occasional caller to the show. And I think it's like 22-year-old Bob Cooney, something like that. So it was about, 10 years ago or whatever. So it's a picture of me and Maria. I have a Miller Lite in my left hand. I have an alligator shirt on. They were popular, I guess, back in the day, huh? What is it?
I mean, maybe.
Is that what it was, Lacoste?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I wasn't very fashionable.
I can look at the picture again, but I'm pretty sure if there's a little alligator on there.
Yeah, there was.
Probably what it was.
Yeah. I just got another text from my wife asking me not to repeat everything. She is the best.
I do that.
We were talking about this the other day about somebody said something to me like, oh my God, like, I forget what we were talking about, but they said to me like, oh my God, and she's married to you, like kidding around. And I go,
I said that.
Oh, it was you. It was Ray. And I said, you know what? That happens so many times that, like, I'll introduce my wife to somebody, and the first line, because they're being funny, is, oh, God, you're married to him or whatever. That she started to get, like, mad about it. Not mad, but, like, why does everybody always say that? And I said, I think they're and then, Ray, you came up with the best explanation.
Because it's like a backhanded compliment to her.
You only say that to people that you don't mean it about.
Yeah,
when you say that to someone to their face, that's like, oh, haha, you're so great. How'd you end up with this one? And it's like, oh, we actually like that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing you have to worry about is when it's said behind the back. That's more the issue than the one that's actually directed right at the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Just
See,
saying.
the wisdom of 24-year-old Ray is something we can go to.
That's what he brings.
An awful lot. Yeah, even if he is a little sluggish.
Oh.
Dave in New York has a pairing. Dave, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Dave?
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. I texted this one in, but I feel really strong about it, so I called in as well. I think the greatest Philadelphia pairing of all time has to be the most iconic thing that is Philadelphia, and that would be shaved ribeye and cheese. There is anywhere you go in the world, you say Philadelphia, everyone thinks cheesesteak.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Ribeye and cheese. Okay, I got it now. I got it.
That's not bad. Now, Dave, where are you from?
You know, it's funny that you said that. I grew up in Philadelphia, Rydell, Abington area, and the last time I lived in Philadelphia was when I was in 1984, and I've lived in New York ever since. And to this day, when people say to me, like, I'm in New York, and they're like, so are you from here? I'm like, no, I live here. I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Always.
All right. I like it. Good. We're going to put you on hold, Dave, so we can get your information. So I couldn't hear. I think both of us had a little trouble hearing when he said it the first time. But he said ribeye and cheese?
I think like shaved ribeye.
Okay.
And cheese. I'm assuming it was shaved ribeye.
That didn't sound Philadelphia-like. That's why I asked him where he was from.
Well, he was just trying to
cheese
like,
steak, cheese in the steak.
Yeah.
He's creating a little theater with it.
Yeah, it was the build-up.
Yeah, it was a little bit of build-up to it.
Okay.
Speaking of build-up, every time you take a shot at me, you go right to the caller.
So there's no chance.
Rich in Harrisburg, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Rich?
Hey, guys. Great listening to you. I just got done cutting the grass. I had the buds in my ears listening to you.
All right,
so
Rich.
Thank you for getting me through that.
Let me ask you this, because I had this conversation with Joe Zerzalo, who is one of our sales people here at the station, because he was cutting his lawn yesterday right before we talked. When you're done cutting the lawn, what's the first thing you do?
What's the first thing I do?
Yeah.
Oh, is strip and take a shower. How's that?
Oh, okay. We before we stripped and took the shower, Joe and I did the same thing. We'd go into the garage, little sweaty, all that, and pop open a beer.
I thought you were going to say admire your work.
It's a little early in the day for me to be popping open a beer, but I'll do one later.
All right, good man. All right, what's your pairing here, Rich?
My pairing, and this is, from the last couple of years, they haven't been on the air, but especially during the Eagles Super Bowl run, you look forward to post-game live for Derek Gunn and BG. I mean, that was just great
that
TV.
was always good stuff.
They were just an electric pair together. I was sad when the Gunner, is no longer on the TV station, but they were awesome together, and I just know. And you guys have the winner already. Not that there's somebody that's just so much a part of everybody's lives.
Don't say it.
For someone whose first game was at Connie Mack Stadium, the '64 Phillies, which kind of marked me for life.
Yeah, right.
So I just wanted to tell you that.
Rich, that's awesome.
Listen, my daughter lives in Northern Liberty, so I guess you could say she lives in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Rich, hold on a second. I want to get your information from you. Put him down on the list. Amy, you're running out.
I know. I've got a lot.
It's getting close, and I think we have some more pretty good ones. Vinny in South Philly has one. Vinny, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
I didn't know. Does it have to be Philadelphia duo?
You know what's cool about this show, Vinny?
Whatever you want there,
There
Vinny.
are limited rules. Like, I can guarantee you today that Bob Cooney and maybe Amy, but I'll try to protect her from this, is probably going to get an earful from the boss today because of the lack of Philadelphia sports talk on today's 4-hour show. But we're having fun, so there are no rules, Vinny. You go ahead.
I got an old one, Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Did you grow up during the time of them?
No, I'm only in my 30s, but
how did you come up with that? You just a huge baseball historian?
Yeah, I'm a really big baseball fan. I had another one too, but I didn't know. I was Halliday and Lee, so if I wasn't allowed to do just another one, if it was only Philadelphia. So
you got them both in.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Good man. Thanks, Vinny. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, I didn't put Vinny on hold, but I think we're okay. Tasty Cake Dom. He's got a pair. You know he does.
Go.
What's up, Dom?
Hey, Bob. What a great show. I don't think you should get any complaints about it. The 4 hours flew by.
See?
It always does when Amy's sitting next to me.
It's still sports talk.
Ray slows it down a little bit, but Amy's cool.
So I think you got the winner already too, Bob. But this one is personal for me because I can envision my dad and uncle debating this when I was a kid was Lefty and Timmy McCarver.
All right, Dom, I'm going to give you a second chance.
We do have
because,
that one.
you weren't listening earlier at one point. Somebody did give that one.
It was really early.
Yeah, and because I know you're I'm gonna stall here for you, Dom.
It was Uncle Frank, Carlton and McCarver.
Oh, it was Uncle Frank. I'm gonna stall here for you, Dom. This is a radio trick. I'm gonna let you think about this, about another pairing that you can give us while I'm sitting here talking. So go ahead. I know you got somebody else.
Did anybody say Trey and Runyon?
Ooh,
oh, good one. No.
Very good one. Very good. Dom, how blessed have we been in this city with left tackles?
Unbelievable. I mean,
really linemen, offensive linemen overall.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that because I was kind of hoping you did, Bob, when they said that, did you tell the story about that? Because I got a young fellow listening. I kind of wanted you to talk about
the Carlton,
because that was a big deal, right, Bob? That why wouldn't Boone catch him?
I don't know if I know that story. I thought it was a preference by Carlton.
Yeah, they called him his caddy, but you had an all-star catcher that wouldn't catch a game against the Dodgers because McCarver had to catch Steve Carlton. So you were sitting Bob Boone.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Booney was a great defensive catcher also.
Yep.
Light hitter, not a great hitter, but one of the guys that you're going to plug in to play 135 games a year. It was funny, McCarver. Every time Carlton pitched, it was Tim McCarver, and
and you're right. It was almost to the point where Lefty was saying, I only want to pitch to McCarver.
Well, it was funny. Yeah, we don't know what he was saying because he didn't talk to the press, remember?
Right.
That was funny. Dom, thanks so much. We appreciate you all the time. You know it. Yeah, so a little bit before a lot of people's time, but Steve Carlton, one of the greatest, if not the greatest left-handed pitcher for the Phillies, had his own catcher, and it was Tim McCarver. But Steve Carlton got into a fight with a former writer in this town and decided not to talk to the media.
That was it.
Never talked to the media. And I remember one time later on in Carlton's career, Tim McCarver became a broadcaster for the old Prism. And Carlton pitched one of his games. The slider was working. He was phenomenal. And after the game, McCarver said, I'm going to get Carlton to talk. And he did. He got him to talk on air after the game. It's like the star of the game. But it was quick, it was limited, and it was out.
Yeah, he got it, though.
Tim McCarver has one of those great personalities, obviously, but also so funny. And I remember
great broadcaster.
I remember and I remember reading the paper one time when I was a little kid, and there was a part of the paper that had like funny lines from athletes, and I think it would do it like once a week or something, like Wednesday's funny line of the week. And one of them was Tim McCarver. He had just retired from playing or something like that, and wherever he grew up, they were naming a field after him, a baseball field. So he goes to the ceremony and all that stuff. They unveil the banner, and it says Tim McCarver Memorial Park. And he gets up to make the speech, and he's like, yeah, I'm really honored. He goes, what is this in memory of? My arm? Or something like my bat? I'm still alive. Yeah. And they said that the people that did it all were embarrassed as hell. But McCarver made light of it and, turned out to be a pretty funny thing. Okay, I don't know. Something must have just happened to our phone line. Somebody froze up, whatever. But we're talking about pairings today, and we're just having a lot of fun with it. Look, it's a day in the middle of the summer. Sometimes sports talk might take a backseat to something if you want to talk about it, and people want to chime in on this, and we've had an awful lot of fun with it. We are going to give away a pair of tickets at 1:45, 2 pairs of tickets, at 1:45 to the 2 pairings that Amy and Giovanni, who's sitting in with us today, decide are the best. So you have a little bit of time left, the remainder of this segment and a little bit of the next segment to get your pairings in, and we will decide whether they are worthy of FanFest. And I got to remind you all about FanFest.
When FanFest is.
It is on September 25th. We are in partnership once again.
28th.
28. What did I say?
25th.
Well, you can come the 25th, too, and just hang out for 3 days. September 28th, I'm giving Ray a lot today. I thought I could squeeze it by him because...
He's doing other stuff?
Yeah, he's got other stuff going on in his head. But, it's in partnership with FanDuel, Saturday, September 28th at Xfinity Live. All the Fanatic hosts are going to be there. There's going to be celebrity guests, Philly sports legends, a lot of activities, games, prizes, a lot of fun to be had. It's the biggest party of the year for Philadelphia sports fans. Listen all week and this weekend to win tickets. You can go to 975thefanatic.com for all the details, including info on our online ticket rates, which will be starting up soon. As I say all the time, you want to go to FanFest, you're going to get tickets. We'll just figure out a way to get it done. Mark in Drexel Hill, he's got a pairing. Mark, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
What's going on, Bob?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. I figured I had to call in. I'm working, so I don't know if anyone said this yet. But the Philadelphia Flyers and Ed Snyder, that's like one of the best duos ever, 2 Stanley Cups, and, they won all the way until he died,
I'll tell you what, Mark, it's funny because we were talking earlier about Gene Hart teaching this city hockey. This city didn't know hockey. Professional hockey came here in 1967. Gene Hart's your announcer. He basically taught this city hockey. But who brought hockey to this city, you're absolutely right. It was Ed Snyder.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks so much. I'm going to put you on hold, Mark, so we can get your information here for you. Amy, I need a U.S. Open update.
A U.S. Open update.
If you don't mind, because our listeners out there, many can't get their eyes on the TV set to find out, who's winning this. They might go to some app or something.
Is, brought to you by, I guess,
Amy Fadul.
Perrier. Patrick Cantlay is your leader. He just finished. Looks like he started on the back. He started on the 10th tee. He is at 5 under. Ludwig Aberg is 4 under, also finished. And right now on 18 is Mathieu Pavon.
Mathieu Pavon?
Yeah, he is 3 under. Mathieu Pavon. He just gave a stroke back. He was.
How many under is he?
Trois. So he was cut, but now it's 3.
He was
so
what?
Trois. Cut. That's 4.
Oh, okay.
French for 4. Cut.
I never.
Un,
yeah.
deux, quatre.
Un, deux.
Never mind. Neuf. That means 9. But anyway, you guys want to keep going in the French? You guys
No.
love it. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Ray's like, stop talking.
I'm lost.
Right now.
I'm totally
Un,
lost.
deux, trois.
Yeah.
So he is.
I can't even remember who's
he's
leading the
3.
tournament now.
Patrick Cantlay at 5
Oh, okay.
under.
All right, Cantlay is in the lead for all of you golf fans out there. But we're having a lot of fun today, as you might be able to tell. Hopefully you're having fun with us on this beautiful Thursday. Don't forget, FanFest is September 28th. All right,
Good job.
day.
Yes,
Good job, Bob.
It is. It's going to be. Amy, I do have. I was showing Bill Colarulo yesterday, and I'll show it to you on the break. I have some video on my phone of past FanFests. You've never been even a guest of ours at FanFest, have
No
you?
one has ever invited me ever to FanFest.
That is a mistake that will be rectified coming shortly. Actually, it'll be rectified on September 28th.
That's great.
Yes,
Great
it's a Saturday. It's a great date. It is so much fun. I can't wait because we're going to have to all be together, the 3 of us.
We're going to wear something all similar, right? We're going to have a theme.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Uh-huh. I thought we talked about it, that we were going to tell Ray we were going to wear a theme, have him dress really weird, and me and you were just going to dress normal.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought
missed
that's what
that
we
one.
talked about.
Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry.
Did I give that away?
Darn it.
But yeah, it is such a fun day. Gee, I can't wait to see you there. I have a chance, like I said before, I'm so excited that I might be able to have all 4 of my kids there. Hopefully my wife is going to be there also. It sucks that we have a wedding that day, a family wedding. So that's a shame of it. But we will do what we have to do as a station to make it a great day for you. We've had a lot of fun here today. We're so glad that you've joined us throughout the day. So we're talking about Philadelphia pairings. What are some of the great pairings from Philadelphia? It could be sports. We've had some that aren't sports, but it is a lot of fun to watch, to listen to you, rather. I'm watching TV. It's a lot of fun listening to who you have to say is your greatest pairings. We're going to keep it going for another few minutes, so you can chime in when we get back from the break. Who's your best pairing? Amy's limited on who her winners may be, so we'll see how that plays out. This is Middays. Amy's with us. Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic. Just a half hour left, Ray. You can do it. We're so glad you guys have all joined us today. Welcome to the Midday Show. Happy to have you on this beautiful Thursday. Hope you have great plans for the weekend. We got rain coming in tomorrow night. Supposedly like a heavy storm maybe passing.
But I think it's passing through.
I hope so. Because the way they were planning it out last night or the day before, it was coming up like right as I'm going to be coming. It was like it was following me in my adventures that I have to take tomorrow. Yes.
I have to look at that.
So say a little prayer for me.
I will.
I
will.
like,
Safe travels.
Thank you. I appreciate you. 1 o'clock hour. I appreciate it a lot more than Ray. 1 o'clock hour is brought to you by Ferguson HVAC Line Conklin. Attention HVAC contractors for equipment, parts, and supplies. For every heating and cooling job, visit one of Ferguson's counter locations in Bensalem, King of Prussia, Pennsauken, or Westchester.
You're a coward.
We've
you go
been
right into the sponsor read, too? No chance for me to respond.
We've been doing a lot of it, Ray. You know how much I love you. It's almost like, you talked about earlier. You don't tease anybody unless you love them. That's why I tease you
because
so
you
much.
care.
That's right. And our day started, Amy, I didn't tell you. So Ray and I go down for coffee every day. And we go see our friend Lee down there, and we go and get coffee and maybe a bagel or whatever from Lee. Well, Lee also works for Pagano's on Wednesday on Sips. For Sips.
Okay.
So she ran into Ray last night because Ray was at Sips and whatever. So went down and her first look at Ray, big smile, and said, "Oh, you had fun last night." Yeah, so it brought happiness to my heart that Ray had so much fun at Sips last night. Way to be a part of the city. Proud of you.
Contributing to the economy.
Contributing to the economy. And I'm very happy that you had so much fun, Ray.
Good night. It's a good time.
It was, and very proud of you. Is your shoe tied?
I don't know.
Right now? I don't know. I don't.
I feel like you're looking out for him. He's not going anywhere.
I'm sitting in this chair.
Yeah.
I've been sitting in this chair for most of the last 2 hours.
I don't understand the shoe.
I don't.
You're just looking out for him just in general.
Every day, his shoe comes untied. Every day.
I do appreciate you going over the weather there, coming back from break, because you really informed me.
Oh, it goes back to the thing he never has to look up the weather.
See? Yeah.
I kind of want to call a bunch of people and be like, make sure you don't tell Ray if you guys are going to the Phillies game, just don't mention the weather at all and see if he can get by.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it comes up. His roommate must bring it up. Maybe his roommate's a meteorologist.
It's society. Everyone does.
Just talks about the weather.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you just want to throw something out there to talk with someone, oh, nice weather we're having. Oh, yeah. You see, it's going to be hot next week. Oh, you see, it's going to rain tomorrow. You know, it's just something everyone says.
That's true.
Why can't you double knot your shoe, though?
I don't care enough to.
Oh.
But it comes untied. Doesn't that bother you that you have to keep leaning over and tying your shoe throughout the day?
Or you could just get those.
Now it really just bothers you. And I'll be honest with you, it's kind of funny to see you get upset over my...
Believe me, it doesn't bother me.
It does.
It confuses me.
No,
that,
it bothers you.
Why do you not care enough to better yourself to tie your shoe better? That it doesn't come untied during the day. You don't care about yourself, right? And if you don't care about yourself, you don't care about us.
Wow.
This got very deep and down a different path.
Did.
I think you might need to start thinking a little bit.
Oh, listen to him.
Okay.
Oh, talk about a pair. So, Amy, you have a very difficult job here. We are closing out the pairings now. It is 1:33 in the afternoon. I would say, I don't know, Ray, I can't do math all that well. We've probably had 50 really good pairings given to us. You have a lot on there. And some of them you didn't even write down because they were doubles or
doubled
we
up.
just legitimately made a decision on the spot.
I've got a top 4.
Oh.
Four callers. So for 2 sets, for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
2 sets of tickets.
Yeah, because Giovanni went back into the closet during the last break.
Yes, he did.
Couldn't find any more tickets.
I know, so it's just
we
these
can only
2.
do the 2 pairs. So
coming
we
up.
have that coming up for you at 1:45. Amy is going to announce the winners of the 2 pair of tickets to FanFest, which don't forget, Amy, it's September 28th.
How could I forget?
I hope you will be there.
I will be there.
With us. But, yeah, it is a great, great time. We can't wait to get it done. All right, Amy, they're up in Boston again tonight, are the Philadelphia Phillies. A loss last night that and I don't want to get too used to doing this. I don't want to get too used to saying, it's only a loss. They're 46-21. Don't worry about it. They're 48-26. Geez, what's going on? They're 50-41. I don't want it to become that. But I think last night was just one of those nights. Do we get to the point? Should we not allow ourselves to get to that point too often? Of don't worry about it, or is it no? This team is so good, they're going to lose at least 60 games, probably. I don't know. How do you kind of look at it?
I think there's probably a happy medium in there, but really, it's probably your first point of you don't want to get too comfortable with the fact that they might drop a game. It's fine for a one-off. And there's games that feel different. Like the game over the second game in London was like that was disappointing because you had the opportunity and probably should have won that game. Last night's game was like, what in the world was this? What did I just watch? It seemed like so much more of an anomaly than what we've seen as far as how the scoring went. And when's the last time you saw anybody put up 8 runs on the Phillies? Like that bullpen is it's such an outlier to me. So when they lose games, if it's like 4-2, 3-1, things like that, I might look a little bit more harshly on those and examine those more of like, okay, was there something I need to be concerned about because of the bats or pitching or whatever led to that loss? But an 8-6 game where you're up 4-0 and the bullpen that has been absolutely stellar does that.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, all right, if it happens again, I might want to examine it further, but I just feel like that was such an anomaly. I cannot remember the last time you saw a team just run up the score. 8 unanswered. 8 unanswered.
8 unanswered,
You just don't see that.
4-0 lead. I hate to see losing a lead.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Like I said earlier, I had to run out real quick, so I was listening on the radio to the Phillies. We were just going into our NBA game, so I turned on the Phillies real quick, and I thought they had a great line. Going into the third inning, Christopher Sanchez had 16 pitches. Nick Pivetta had 76. Scott Fransky brought it up. Whoever he was with last night, and I apologize, I'm not being ignorant, I don't know who was there, said, yeah, but you know what? They're hitting the ball hard off of
and
Christopher Sanchez.
It came back to bite him.
And sure enough, it did. The cool thing is, all right, bad loss that you just mentioned in England. And you're like, that game took like over 3 hours. It was gross. It just didn't feel like a thing. You come back and you have the luxury. Oh, yeah, and by the way, we're going to throw Zach Wheeler at you tonight, Boston. He goes out, boom, you get an easy 4-1 win. Last night, bad loss. Here you go. Here's 8-2 Aaron Nola with a 2.77 ERA coming at you. So I'll tell you, I still there's no better place that I like to watch a baseball game on TV than Fenway. I'm not counting Citizens Bank Park because that's my ultimate, but Fenway Park is so cool.
It looks great.
It does.
Wrigley's up there for me too.
Yeah, Wrigley's cool. I love the green monster aspect.
Yeah, because they're just things. The sight lines are just so unique.
They are.
Fenway.
Yeah, and like. I wonder how much it's hard to, as a hitter, obviously, as we know, it's one of the hardest things to do in sports is to hit a baseball. But I wonder how guys might change their approach at Fenway. Like, look, I'm Bryce Harper.
Knowing that you can't go over that wall?
Well, yeah, I wonder, like, all right, we need base runners. Am I looking to go to left field to because it's not deep.
Right.
You know, you hit a line drive pretty far. It's short out there. You can get it that way. You have a very small, if you go right down the line in right field, that is very, very short there. Do you think players are good we know how great they are.
Some are.
Do you think some might change their approach to Bryce Harper?
I feel like there's definitely some players out there over the years that have been able to obviously pull it or whip, try to have, because you look at like, when people have the defensive assignments and they move over and if the shift's in, they don't have the shift anymore. But when they did and they allowed it, I would think people would try to pull the pitch to where the guys are or are not.
Yeah.
I feel like there's players out there. I think you and I are like, I'm just trying to hit the ball. I'm just trying to make contact. That would be our mentality. But no, I feel like the Bryce Harpers and the guys that are really good at being able to really dictate where they can pull it. All right.
Yeah.
And that's also like where they need to know what pitch is coming in, because obviously some are going to set up for that occasion more than others.
There was a play. It was early in the game the other night. Phillies were in the field, first game at Fenway, and somebody on Boston hit I guess it was Dahl that was in left field, not last night, the night before. And there was a fly ball hit the left field, and he went back on it, and he jumped up against the green monster. It was over his head. Rojas did a really good job of backing up, held the guy to a double. I think it was a leadoff hitter. But I looked at it, and I started laughing. And nobody else was in the room, and I was thinking if anybody was here, they'd be like, what are you laughing at? All I could think about was being a little kid. And if I was like, I don't know, 15, 12 years old, and somebody said, go ahead, you can go onto the field at Fenway. I think the first thing I would have done was acted like I was a left fielder, gone back and jumped up against the green monster as hard as I could.
Yeah.
Like that, just like, man, that now Dahl's an older player, but it had to take him back to being a kid.
Absolutely. Jumping up on the wall like that.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. I'd love to fish a ball out of the ivy. You know, that would be cool. Like there's
Change
just
like the manual scoreboard.
that was so cool. When I got the tour of that, I got to
Yeah,
look
you get
up
to
at
see
it.
back
and-
in there where they put the
Oh man,
that kind of stuff's neat to me.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like that is just wild. I love the old ballparks, and you know, it also we have to give kudos again to Philadelphia fans because last night
You could hear them. You could hear them so loud. This is in a place in Boston, of all places. They were so loud.
I'm shocked.
I'm surprised it was that loud. I knew that they would be there. It's like you mentioned, you've never been to Fenway. I've been to Fenway because it's one of those bucket lists. Like if you have an opportunity, like people just go. It's like going to Wrigley Field. These are stadiums that you want to be in, ballparks you want to go to. So I got why people are going to be there. But I mean, to outnumber the fans in the way that they did, that you were louder than them. These Boston fans are no joke.
No.
They support the Red Sox no matter what their record is. And it's like, really? I would love to have talked to a Boston fan and be like, how surprised are you that it's – because it's one thing for the Yankees to take over. It's another thing for a National League team to come up there and be like, yep, it's our stadium now here, friend.
It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
And Baltimore's even closer.
Oh,
and
that's going to be – see, Baltimore's used to it. Now, Baltimore is good, but I worked in Baltimore for the longest time. The only time they would have sellouts would they play the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Right.
Because they were so terrible.
You know there's going to be sellouts there this week, and I'm
it's a great ballpark, period.
It is a great place. Been there many, many times. But Baltimore's a really good team. I would assume, outsider looking in, they probably get good fans that they should be selling out almost every night.
I imagine that's pretty packed.
Yeah,
But
so
it'll be really packed this weekend.
Well, that's the thing. Like, look how good Philly fans are that you're going to a stadium that could be sold out and all flat, that has a great team, but somehow you're getting in there. And I think Tom McCarthy said it on the air the first night in Fenway talking about the crowd. And he goes, and the same thing's going to happen in Baltimore. I started thinking, is it going to be as easy in Baltimore? Because, Boston is a 500 team and maybe their fans aren't.
Yeah.
I wonder. It'll
Phillies
be fun
fans
to see.
planned ahead.
Yeah, we have our own Ray Dunn's going
He'll
down,
give us-
right?
Yes, I'll be there Friday night. Last night to Boston's, I don't want to even say defense, but I feel like the Red Sox were the second visiting
there was a Celtics
viewing
going
choice
on.
in town last night.
Yeah, I saw some pictures. I guess they opened up TD Garden for people to watch. And there was a
I
lot
always
of
love
people.
when they do that.
Yeah, I remember when the Wells Fargo Center did that to watch Game 7 of the Eastern Conference final between the Flyers and the Bruins. And we
Is
went
that
out-
right?
Yeah, we went out and
Didn't the
watched
Flyers do something also when the Phillies were in the World Series and the Flyers had a game that day that they
put
opened
it
doors
on.
early
They
or
did,
something?
Yeah, you had like a $1 dog or something.
See,
like
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's
there
really
should
great.
be more of that.
I think the Wings
Can you
started
tell
the whole
somebody
day.
to do it?
Sure,
Aim?
I have that kind of pull at the
I
Wells
know
Fargo
you do.
Center.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is the statue of you done down there yet, or is it still in the making?
I think I think they tore it up when they redid the building.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah,
oh, that's
sorry.
a shame. Hope you got a piece of it. All right, when we get back, the big announcement is going to be made. The two winners of a pair of Fan Fest tickets will be announced by one Amy Fadul, as she will announce her winners as far as great pairs of Philadelphians. 610-632-0975. We are here till 2 o'clock. Best show ever. Tyrone, Ricky, Silvana, they'll be coming to you then. This is Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back as we finish you out today. Appreciate you joining us all day. Take you into the best show ever. It is time. We've been doing it all day. Your
This
favorite
has been a lot
pairings.
of fun, by the way.
It has been a lot of fun. But before we do that, I will not be with you tomorrow. Got some family obligations I got to take care of. So me and Bill Colarulo will be taking you in. What I do want to say to all you fathers out there, we are not as good as our partners. We know that. Mothers are the end-all, be-all. But I do want to wish all you fathers out there a great Father's Day. I hope you have a happy one. I hope you have a safe one. And enjoy your family. Hang out with them and do what you want to do, because that's what that day is all about. And Amy, I think you have a pretty special Father's Day story that you are going to tell on the television.
I am. So it'll air tomorrow morning from 6 to 11 a.m. So you can watch it from 6 to 10 a.m. And then, of course, tune in for us all morning on NBC Sports Philadelphia, the father-son bond on the baseball diamond between Ben Davis and his son Tage Davis, who is a very good baseball player, plays for Malvern Prep, just completed his career, will be drafted. Don't know exactly how high, but really more it's about the relationship between the two of them, how baseball has brought them together and a common bond there. It's really nice. I sat down with Ben and Tage recently and put that story together for Father's Day. It's a Father's Day feel-good piece.
Yeah, and if you look at Tage, and that's an interesting name. I've never heard Tage before, but and his father, you can't tell at all that they're from the same family.
It's truly remarkable that we mentioned that once or twice, because in the story that they're seated next to each other, and there's very strong family resemblance.
It's eerie. And if you go back and look at pictures of Ben in high school, it's even more eerie.
Yeah, there's times where I think Tage will walk down the hallways, because Ben also went to Malvern. And there's teachers that would be like, I know that you're not him, but I want to say Ben.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to say Ben. Yeah, it's a good story.
Check that out tomorrow. Amy's got a great story on there. And like I said, happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there on Sunday, as I won't be talking to you tomorrow. So, Amy, it is time.
A lot of really good ones.
Well, tell us what maybe your top ones were, and then give us the winners.
All right, so I've got I'll give it a top 5. I love the drum roll. So I'll give you a top 5, and then I'll give you my number 2. Coming in at number 5 was Brad from Philly with Dr. J and Moses Malone. That was number 5.
All right.
Number 4 was, where is it? Mark from Drexel Hill Flyers and Ed Snyder. Number 3 was Edith from Chester, Harry Callis, and Phillies fans in general from 71 to 2009. But my number 1 and number 1A, these are the winners. I've got Ron from Allentown with Jason Kelsey and the city of Philadelphia.
Love it.
And Carter from North Wales, Bryce Harper and the Fanatic.
All right, there it is. Those are your 2 winners. So Tom Alvord will be getting in touch with you, as you have won
Carter and Ron
a pair of tickets to FanFest on September. Ray, it's on September 28th this year.
That is the date that it is on.
Yes, so I hope you will be joining us. So we did a little Instagram thing. Dylan McKinnon, who is one of my favorite people in the whole world. I swear, I love that kid. But he goes around doing Instagram stuff for us, and his Instagram question of the day today was, what would you like for Father's Day? Which was really cool and all that. I don't want you to give away any secrets, but what is the plan in the Fadul Kane household for the father of your 2 children?
Well, he'll be at work.
Jeez, Amy, you couldn't even get him off of work.
We'll celebrate him in spirit, but his parents are coming up, so we'll spend time with them. We'll be at a baseball tournament on Saturday during the day, and he'll be able to be there. We have a special. I usually try to make something, personalized from the boys, so it's like a keepsake. So I'm not to give anything away, but I've got something along those lines that he'll enjoy. When he gets back from work on Sunday evening, we will celebrate. Usually, probably sitting outside, enjoying the outdoors, because it's going to be a really nice day.
It is, and I could see some wiffle ball action going on. Are you a cook? Do you cook at all?
I do, yes.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, what's your
I make a lot of
specialty?
stuff.
Do you really?
Yeah, I make a lot of
stuff. I never knew
stuff.
that about you.
Yeah, no, I like to cook. Sean enjoys, he likes actually a lot of things that I make, but Mexican is one of his favorite kind of genres of food.
Oh, is that right?
I would probably make something like that.
Can't do Mexican.
Yeah. But I also make a good meatloaf as well.
Wow. So last night I had to make meatballs.
Yes.
Because I'm making them for one of our kids to have and to hold. So I went to see my sister who was up in town last night, so I didn't get back home until 10 o'clock. So I didn't make the meatballs until 10 o'clock or so. So I was like, I'm just doing it. And threw it all together. Amy, I am not kidding you. You always have to taste one or two when they
Of
come
course.
out. Yeah, well, that got
What's
up to
the
like
point?
3 or 4 because they
Oh.
were. I don't know what the hell I did, but they were the best meatballs I have ever made. I
there
don't know
nothing-
why.
Yeah, well-
It's normal ingredients. I didn't really
Right.
add anything. I might have put in a little more of something than I normally did before. I don't know which one it was.
See, and that's the thing.
But
when you don't go on a recipe, I'm not a big recipe. I mean, I like to follow it. The idea behind
if I'm
it.
doing something new, like
Right.
Donna followed a recipe last week of something she made, like a sausage and a pasta type of thing with a light sauce on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, to die for! Honest to God, I would have paid top dollar in a restaurant
Oh.
for it. It was so good. Yeah, but once I do something, probably wrongly so. Once I do something and make it, then I just remember it and do it that way. I don't follow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Once you have like your couple of recipes, you kind of just go to those.
Do you like to cook out? You personally get behind the grill or no?
I don't grill. I like the idea of it. that's not my forte. I'm more
Right.
of like a saute/oven type of vibe for me.
Okay. Yeah, I love grilling.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people do. I love the idea of grilling. I love the smell of the grill. I love the food from the grill. It always tastes better. A lot of people do those packets now on the grill.
Yeah, there
I
is
feel
a
like those
lot of
work
those.
really well.
It does. Amy, it's great working with you again today. I'll miss all of you
safe
tomorrow.
travels.
I will be back on Monday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay tuned for the best show ever.